to really stop Liverpool doing that. Alisson has had quite a few touches of the ball already, trying to play intricate passes through that Brentford press, leaving themselves 1v1 at the back. So if Liverpool can play through that press, opportunities to play forward.
Alisson's ball forward down the middle of the park. Salah just about keeps control of that, and here he goes again, gliding his way out to the right-hand touchline. Little pass infield to Szoboszlai. Good movement from Szoboszlai, bringing it forward. Endo just took a little too long in possession there. Jensen in with the tackle. Liverpool recycle. Tsimikas lays it off to Gakpo. Gakpo in his bright blue boots just comes shuffling infield, 10 yards inside the Brentford half. Thomas Frank comes out to the edge of the pitch for an early look in this game. Szoboszlai lays it off to Gakpo, hits it well with his right foot straight at the keeper, and Flecker makes the save.
Yeah, really good play from Cody Gakpo there, and that's one of the things he can bring when he's playing a little bit deeper. He came out into a real pocket, more of a left wing-back pocket to actually receive the ball, and then he can turn and drive forward, playing the ball, following his pass, getting in behind that Brentford midfield. Great striking and well held by the goalkeeper.
The goal for Manchester United's women. They lead West Ham by 5 goals to 0 in the Premier League, though. A goal at West Ham. John Hunt.
For West Ham, we barely played 3 minutes. Self-destruct stuff from Nottingham Forest. Dominguez had the ball just about 30 yards out from his own area, played it straight into the back of one of his own players. It fell to Lucas Paqueta, who scored for the first time in 8 Premier League games. 3 minutes gone. West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 0.
Scored the winner for West Ham as well in the Europa League on Thursday night, Lucas Paqueta. So West Ham leading Nottingham Forest by a goal to 0. Here it's Liverpool 0, Brentford 0. Taking it to Ibrox shortly. We're going to see what Brentford could do with the free kick first of all. Just inside their own half. Goalkeeper Mark Flecken, all in green, floats it forward with his right foot. Spinning yellow ball is headed on by Pinnock. Crossed in by me. Wisser tries a flick on. The ball is loose inside the Liverpool area. Pinnock has a shot which dribbles away to the left. There was a sliding effort at the far post as well from Nathan Collins, and that was untidy defending from Liverpool. Liverpool 0, Brentford 0. Goal at Brighton as well in the 2 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League. Paul Scott.
6 minutes on the clock. It is Brighton 1, Sheffield United 0. A wonderful goal from Simon Adingra, cutting in from the left-hand side. He just kept on going. Played a 1-2 with Ansu Fati and a cool finish into the bottom corner. Brighton leads Sheffield United by a goal to 0.
Tsimikas' ball down the left, releases Darwin Núñez. Cross takes a deflection and Flecken saves it at the near post, and behind it goes for a corner to Liverpool. Full time then. Not at Ibrox, of course. Rangers away from home today. Livingston Rangers, Jade Lewis.
Livingston 0, Rangers 2. Rangers wrapped up the win with a second half penalty. Mickey Devlin handled the ball after a VAR check, and after missing the first half penalty, James Tavernier made no mistake this time around. Before that, Cyril Dessers in the first half latched onto a lovely long ball from Tom Lawrence to put Rangers ahead. Rangers plenty possession in this one, maybe not ruthless enough, but it's job done. They win here by 2 goals to 0.
Tsimikas corner into the Brentford penalty area is headed away. Played back by Szoboszlai to Alexander-Arnold. Ball into the box. Gakpo stretches, couldn't quite get there, and behind it goes for the goal kick. So in the Scottish Premiership then, Rangers with the win move to 27 points. Celtic Aberdeen kicks off at 2:30. Celtic start the day on 32 points. So Rangers for now have cut the lead to 5. Liverpool 0, Brentford 0. A real threat about Liverpool in the early stages.
Actually a threat about both teams there. We went from end to end. Chances nearly certainly presented themselves. That was good counter-attack, good fast break from Liverpool. That's what they're very capable of with the set of players that they have. It was good save by the goalkeeper at the other end. Really interesting. Brentford won a free kick pretty much on the halfway line, 2 yards into their own half. The goalkeeper came up to take it. All the Brentford players, think about it, they've got 4 centre-halves, maybe 5, 6 really tall players in the team. One long ball forward, edge of Liverpool's penalty area, scramble, and Brentford should have actually scored. So, Brentford will take a positive from that the height on the pitch that they've got is a real threat.
Former Everton midfielder Leon Osman with us at Anfield this afternoon. Leon's still got the hood up. I think that's for warmth rather than disguise, isn't it, Leon? Because I imagine you've got to be careful, a little bit careful on your way into the ground of your great rivals. But Leon, of course, made over 400 appearances for the club across Stanley Park, who had a very good win yesterday, going well under Sean Dyche. Everton 3-2 winners away to Crystal Palace. Lofted ball from Alexander-Arnold again into the penalty area. Flecken reads this and he comes out and catches it cleanly at the edge of the box. So Liverpool have Alisson in goal. It's Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk and Tsimikas as a back 4. McAllister suspended and Gravenberg's injured, so it's a different midfield today. Szoboszlai, the Japanese international Endo and Cody Gakpo. Salah, Nunez and Jota up front. Alexander-Arnold, is there too much on that for Nunez? He chases the pass through, but Flecken is out to the edge of the area. Just a little bit less on the pass, and Nunez would have been in.
Yeah, he's apologising. Trent Alexander-Arnold played it with real power and didn't really need to. There's so much space for Nunez to run into. Trent doesn't usually misplace passes like that, but whenever he steps into those central areas, real threat with possession.
Liverpool 0, Brentford 0. Drama at Villa Park. Pat Murphy.
Well, we're waiting to see if there's going to be a penalty awarded to Aston Villa. The referee, Simon Hooper, the original decision by Hooper was handball by Castagnier, the defender, from a cross by Diaby. But he went over, he had another look at the TV screen, at the monitor, and he's given a no handball. In fact, Villa should have been ahead early. Diaby, a great save from Lino, and now the decision goes to Fulham. It remains Villa 0, Fulham 0, and that's woken the crowd up, if nothing else.
Thank you, Pat. All to be watched on Match of the Day 2 tonight, BBC One at 10:40. So VAR involved early on in a week that has heavily featured VAR, certainly featured prominently Premier League action on Monday night between Tottenham and Chelsea. This is Liverpool 0, Brentford 0. Salah to Alexander-Arnold, out to the right to Nunez. Salah is just outside him again on the right. Nunez stops in his tracks, lays it off to Salah, deep swinging cross towards the far post, just lands on the roof of the net. Flecken will tell you he had it covered all the way, gasps inside the stadium, but it does go behind for a Brentford goal kick.
Yeah, I think it was an understanding of his space there. Flecken, he did seem to let it go. He did seem to look like he was backpedaling at one point, but pulled his hand away rather than push it over and give away a cheap corner.
So Liverpool 0, Brentford 0. We got Brighton 1 up on Sheffield United, West Ham 1 up on Nottingham Forest, and Aston Villa thought they had a penalty at home against Fulham, but the referee, having been over to the screen, changed his mind. That remains 0-0. Commentary on that one over on Sports Extra. The other two Premier League games available as commentaries on the website and app. 10 minutes in here, 0-0. And Brentford's lineup I'll give you in just a second. Salah's trying to control a throw on the halfway line. Gakpo can't control it. Tsimikas in with a challenge, but Brentford win it back. Here's Jensen. Jensen plays the ball back to the halfway line. Here's Ayer. Ayer's chip ball down the right. Liverpool in with a challenge. Now a chance to come forward, and suddenly they're streaming forward in numbers, but Jota can't control the pass from Gakpo. It's hoisted up high in the air. Endo jumps. Endo trying to win a 50-50. And Mbeumo twisting and turning inside the centre circle. Challenges flying in. Another sliding effort. Knocks the ball to Mbeumo. Eventually Paul Tierney says free kick to Liverpool.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I thought that was just a good competitive challenge by both sets of players there. Paul Tierney right on the spot, though. Happy to give free kick. Endo has just been caught once or twice in possession. Big afternoon for him coming into this Liverpool team, trying to show what he's capable of, but at the moment just been caught in possession once or twice. Just needs to speed himself up a bit.
Taken off at half-time in the defeat against Toulouse on Thursday. Walking pace at the moment for Liverpool. Van Dijk plays a little 1-2 with Gakpo. Van Dijk looks up and very casually strokes a pass, 30-yarder across the halfway line to Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold lays it off to Salah. Salah's moving away from the Brentford goal inside the opposition half. Alexander-Arnold looking for a first-time ball. Ben Mee intercepts. Soboslai tackles, but it breaks to Alexander-Arnold. On the right, low cross comes in, knocked behind by Ethan Pinnock. Manchester United's women against West Ham's women is all over in the WSL. Ross Heaton.
Manchester United 5, West Ham 0, and the ruthless Red Devils stay unbeaten and move into second place for a short time at least. Jota, Turner, Paris Garcia and Malar with the goals. Manchester United 5, West Ham 0.
Corner then for Liverpool. 12 minutes in here at Anfield. Alexander-Arnold with some deliberate steps back, applauded by the Liverpool fans closest to him, and then with his right foot it's an away swinger, and it's headed away by Collins. Salah bumps into Mbeumo. Salah strong enough to keep the ball for Liverpool, but they go all the way back via Tsimikas to Alisson. Alisson with the outside of his right foot just tries to curl a pass into the path of Van Dijk. He couldn't quite keep that in play. Actually, that's been given as a Liverpool throw. I thought that had gone out before Van Dijk got to it. He knocked it down the line. It hit Ayer, and Liverpool get the throw, and you can hear that the home fans enjoyed it.
Yeah, Van Dijk just seemed to flick his leg at it as if he thought it was out as well, but the assistant is right there looking up the line. As you said, once it flicked off Ayer, he thought he was about to take a quick throw in, but referee gave it the other way.
Soboslai inside his own half. Good vision, good execution of pass. Alexander-Arnold, so much space to work with here. Steaming across the halfway line and then not quite on the same wavelength as Darwin Núñez, because Alexander-Arnold sort of slid the pass into a bit of space in the inside right channel, and Núñez had stopped and I think wanted the ball to feet.
Yeah, just a little bit of a miscommunication there. Núñez started to make the run, realised he wasn't going to be able to outpace the defender. I think it was Pinnock, just got the right side, got a good defensive side of him, decided to alter his run. Trent got it a little bit wrong, but that's interesting for Liverpool that every time they've done that switch, they've brought the three Brentford midfielders over to the side of the pitch, made a switch to Trent, he gets a good possession of the ball.
Gakpo to Endo runs to Jota, Jota hits the shot, blocked by Pinnock. Salah's there, can't get onto that. Still Liverpool though, edge of the Brentford box. Gakpo, bobbling pass, finds Tsimikas, first touch from him, makes space on the left, cross comes in, Norgaard's there to clear it, and then Mbeumo challenging with Gakpo, the ball comes off Gakpo, and it goes out for a throw-in to Brentford. So coming up to 14 minutes played in the first half at Anfield on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. First of 2 Premier League commentaries on 5 Live this afternoon. Chelsea, Manchester City on the way for you at 4:30 this afternoon in the company of John Murray and Mark Schwarzer. Throw-in for Brentford, coming into this game on the back of 3 consecutive Premier League wins. Van Dijk clears for Liverpool. And out it goes for a throw-in to Brentford, just 10 yards short of the halfway line. Back to West Ham, John Hunt.
Well, it's West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 0. That score could have easily changed twice in the last 60 seconds. Firstly, an excellent header from Awoniyi for Nottingham Forest. Great save from Areola. Awoniyi gave him the glare. How did you do that, he said. That was a fantastic save from Areola. And then West Ham broke up the park quickly. Kudos played in Paqueta, but he was just too slow to get his feet organised, and his shot was a tame one. It remains West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 0.
Liverpool 0, Brentford 0 here. Liverpool trying to come on the counter. Soboslai cushions a pass towards Núñez. This time Núñez had set off on the run and wasn't there to receive the pass. High ball forward towards Wissa. Matip leans over Wissa and heads it away. Endo fires it forward to Núñez. This time he controls, turns, finds Salah in space on the right. Salah running at Ben Mee. Slides the pass in. Núñez first time shot. Blocked by Flecken and behind for a Liverpool corner.
Yeah, he makes that run well, Darwin Núñez. It's the first time in the game that anybody's really got hold of the ball. The game's lacked a little bit of quality up until this point, but really good ball forward by Endo. Great turn by Darwin Núñez, and then once he plays it wide to Mo Salah, he just continues that run behind the fullback that's facing Mo Salah. Great slip pass, just couldn't quite get enough on the shot, but good save. But first real clear-cut opener we've seen in the game.
Corner for Liverpool will come in from the right, and once again it will be Trent Alexander-Arnold to take. A hand clap, a rhythmic hand clap builds around this main stand. In it comes. Jota's flat on his back inside the box, and the referee actually has given a free kick to Brentford. Back to Russell Fuller. He's got more on the tennis for us, the Billie Jean King Cup.
Change of nomination, as we say in these parts. Jodie Burridge has been dropped after a pretty miserable debut yesterday, and Harriet Dart will come in to play the second singles today for Great Britain. If she wins, they're into the 2024 competition for real.
Okay, thank you, Russell. You heard Russell speaking to Anne Keothavong yesterday after the opening couple of encounters. Was asking whether that might be a possibility today. That is indeed what has happened. So Harriet Dart playing for Great Britain in that rubber. The ball is played through, but too far for Liverpool, to the feet of Mark Flecken, the Brentford keeper, the Dutchman, in his first season at the club. Just side-foots it out here to Collins. Collins to Pinnock. Pinnock back to Flecken. Flecken thumps it forward down the middle of the field with his right foot. Van Dijk climbs, heads it to his left, and Tsimikas is able to run away from Matthias Jensen, who continues to chase him. Tsimikas holds him off, then looks for a low ball in towards Núñez, edge of the box. This time Brentford have a chance to bring it away with Ajer. Ajer's done really well to stab that forward to Mbeumo, and Mbeumo now is running at Van Dijk, holds his position. Ajer continues his run into the penalty area, gets the cross in on the stretch. Alexander-Arnold reads it, and Mbeumo nearly took it off him, shoots actually, curls it past the post, and behind it goes for a goal kick, but Ajer's down hurt, having stretched to make that cross. Leon Osman.
Yeah, good break by Brentford. That Ajer right at the heart of it, just winning the ball, prodding it forward, making that same run Darwin Núñez made moments ago, in behind the fullback as he tries to get the ball across. You think that Trent Alexander-Arnold dealt with it, he just lets his touch get away from him a little bit, and incoming is Mbeumo, and he's actually tried to fire it into the top corner with the side foot, got it all wrong. That's a big chance, that, for Brentford.
They've taken the free kick. Liverpool, Alisson's got to be careful there. Wissa nearly took it off him right in front of his own goal. Van Dijk clears hurriedly. Good clearance, though. Darwin Núñez using his strength to hold off Pinnock. Here's Endo. Endo's got an opportunity to find Szoboszlai. He hurried the pass and has spooned it straight up in the air. It's dropping on the halfway line. Ayer's okay. Jumps. Clever from Jensen, hooked the ball over the head of Tsimikas. Now a floated cross in towards Wissa, brings it down, edge of the Liverpool box. Alexander-Arnold, right place at the right time again for Liverpool. Slides in and makes the tackle.
Yeah, had to. Really good defensive position that from Trent Alexander-Arnold, because Jensen had done brilliantly on the right-hand side of the pitch, just on the halfway line, brought it down, flicked it over his shoulder, left Tsimikas on the floor and then dropped a lovely pass from just inside his half to the D on the edge of Liverpool's penalty area. Wissa just lets first touch just drift away from him 2 yards, and in doing so, great position from Trent, rescued the situation.
Alisson drills the ball forward on the volley. Very nearly worked out perfectly for Jota. Ayer dealt with it just about for Brentford, playing inside their own half. Norgard back to Ayer. Van Dijk felt he was fouled, gets the decision. It's on the halfway line. Him and Mbeumo were setting off to try and reach the same ball, and Mbeumo just pulled Van Dijk back. Liverpool have taken the free kick quickly. 19 minutes in, and it remains Liverpool 0, Brentford 0, Villa 0, Fulham 0, Brighton 1 up on Sheffield United, West Ham 1 up on Nottingham Forest. Those are the latest scorelines in the Premier League so far this afternoon. Liverpool knocking it around very comfortably, under no pressure here on the halfway line. Endo just comes creeping forward in the centre circle. Van Dijk switches it from his left foot to his right, then goes back to the left and across to Tsimikas. Tsimikas looking for Gakpo, too easy for Norgard to intercept. Wissa inside his own half, good ball to Mbeumo. Roerslev making a great run on the outside on the left, and Mbeumo looks to him now, outside of his left foot, it's just beyond him. He will keep it in play down by the byline. Alexander-Arnold goes out to cover him. Roerslev lays it back here to Ben Mee, who's well forward. Crosses half block. Szoboszlai forward to Salah. Salah tries to turn on the touchline inside his own half, tackled by Pinnock, and the ball goes out for a throw into Liverpool.
Yeah, Brentford just starting to grow into this game. They're dropping deep. They're trying to be compact on the edge of their own penalty area. Wait for just a misplaced pass from Liverpool. Win the ball back and breaking much better in the last 5 minutes than they had done in the previous 15. They should have done better with that break. They should have played Roerslev in for a shot on goal. Bomo just overhit his pass.
In terms of Premier League football, it's only Brentford's third visit to Anfield for a league game since their promotion a couple of years ago. Lost 3-0 on their first visit, lost 1-0 last season, and Mbeumo chasing a ball through into the Liverpool penalty area. But Alisson is able to come sprinting off his line and grab it in both hands. In terms of Brentford's history of playing here at this stadium, they have won here only once. November 1937, they won a cracking game in the old Division 1 by 4 goals to 3, with Bobby Reed scoring a hat-trick. Alisson very nearly caught in possession again, taking his time. Tsimikas on the left, plays it forward. Jensen was caught as Tsimikas did that. He stayed down, and Liverpool working the space well on the left-hand side. Jota gets to this ball. Brentford hurriedly trying to get back. Jota into that penalty area, lays it back to the edge of the box. Szoboszlai tees himself up, drags the shot. Chance for Núñez, in off the post, but the offside flag is up, and for the moment, that goal won't count. And from sitting a long way away, Leon Osman, he did look like he was in an offside position, but we'll wait and see.
No, we will wait and see, but good play once they eventually got possession of the ball. Liverpool, Alisson dwelling on it for the 4th time, allowing Brentford to get excited on it, but in doing so, played the ball forward, and then Liverpool just broke down the left-hand side. Really good play. Tsimikas in behind the fullback for Jota to get after, and then once he eventually picks out Szoboszlai on the edge of the penalty, and he takes a touch and scuffs his shot, really pulls it onto the left towards Darwin Núñez, and it's an awful lot closer than you'd think. I think this will be a good check on VAR. There's a chance that he could be onside here.
3 Brentford centre-backs in a line inside their own penalty area. Once the ball eventually reached Darwin, it looked like he was standing beyond them, but as the pass was played, this is going to be a close one.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking millimetres. We're talking about the direction that his foot is on the floor. I think it's Ben Mee's feet are pointed sideways. Darwin Núñez is pointed towards the goal like all good strikers should be. He's on the half turn. He's in a position to receive the ball as it comes across him. Doing so as he just strayed fractionally offside. We're waiting to see on VAR. But really good play from Darwin Núñez off the defensive off the shoulder of the defender. waiting for any possibility of this happening, a scuff shot, something coming back off the goalkeeper. Once it came into his path, it was a great touch and finish, but just seeing the line now, I think it's fractionally offside there.
Yeah.
Just showing.
Leon's seen it on the screen, and the Liverpool fans now realise it inside the stadium as well. What they won't realise is just how close that was. That was millimetres. Darwin Núñez, very, very close to a 5th Premier League goal of the season. I think Brentford may have had some complaints as well about Jensen, who was caught by Tsimikas at the start of that move, although it was actually Jensen trying to make the tackle on Tsimikas as Tsimikas cleared the ball and Jensen got hurt. Referee saw that in real time and waved play on. So the goal doesn't stand. We're midway through the first half on 5 Live and BBC Sounds at Anfield, and it remains Liverpool 0, Brentford 0. Free kick for Liverpool inside their own half. Wide on the right, Alexander-Arnold just curls one towards Endo. Endo manages to get a pass infield to Soboslai. He's overrun it and lost it. Wissa towards Mbumo. That is what they're trying to feed on, those two. When Liverpool lose it on the halfway line and they can go quickly. Mbumo couldn't control that one. Alisson goes for a longer ball this time towards Núñez. Beaten in the air by Pinnock, and 2 Brentford centre-backs collide there. I think that's Collins and Pinnock. And Collins has come off worse. He's flat on his back, and immediately Paul Tierney says he's going to need some medical assistance.
Yeah, I think it's actually Ben Mee who was just running backwards, and like centre halves do, ball's going over the top of his head. He's got his eyes on it, and as he's backing up to try and win it, his centre half teammate Pinnock does what you should do, come right over the top, focused on the ball, won it cleanly, but Pinnock running forward, Mee running backwards. There was a big coming together, and the referee, he rightly stopping the game there. Ben Mee's not the type of player that will just stay there.
Solo al cinema.
At the moment here, Liverpool 0, Brentford 0. Chelsea, Manchester City, your commentary this afternoon on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. That one kicks off at 4:30. Let's take you round the other grounds, the other 2 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League this afternoon, while Ben Mee continues to recover. Pat Murphy's watching Aston Villa against Fulham.
It's 0-0. Villa getting frustrated. They're not too happy with the referee for a variety of reasons, not least of all denying them a penalty for a handball courtesy of a VAR inspection. Konsa for Villa made a vital interception to deny Pereira 6 yards out. They're not lying down and playing easy here, Fulham. They are tough bat. So far, they're having a good clog here and there as well, which is annoying. Villa 0, Fulham 0.
Just about to get back underway here at Anfield. Ben Mee back on his feet and waiting to come back on the field, just having a drink on the side of the pitch here. So Villa and Fulham goalless as Flecken clears with his right foot, only onto the chest of Endo. Mee is still off the pitch at the moment, so Brentford down to 10 as Liverpool bring it forward. Lovely pass low from Alexander-Arnold. Tsimikas is crossing towards the far post. Flick header away from Ruslev. And it goes out for a corner. Let's quickly check in at Brighton. Paul Scott.
Still Brighton 1, Sheffield United 0. It's Simon Adingra's 6th-minute goal separating the two sides. It is all Brighton, a real air of anticipation and excitement every time Simon Adingra picks up the ball, playing off that left-hand side. Ansu Fati had a good opportunity to make it 2 not too long ago. His toe-poked effort was saved by Wes Foderingham. Brighton 1, Sheffield United 0.
Liverpool corner on the way here. This time it's Tsimikas to take it from the right. Zipped in. Van Dijk's had a good save from Flecken. Matip's up. Overhead efforts into the back of the net. And Liverpool lead Brentford by a goal to 0, but the flag's up again. It's another one that's not going to count. Superbly improvised finish from Darwin Núñez. He throws both arms up in frustration. He's stuck the ball in the back of the net twice this afternoon. But again, it looks like this one isn't going to count, and Brentford have players down inside the penalty area. And is that because Darwin Núñez, as he went for the effort on goal, has caught someone in the head with his boot?
Yeah, I think he catches. No, I think it's the initial challenge. And Darwin, just seeing it back, Darwin Núñez is offside. I think won this. The second header comes in from Matip. Yeah, balls to Núñez, who's got himself again into a good position. But Brentford, as soon as the corner kick was taken, people off the post, they came charging out of the 6-yard box for anything that was knocked down as it did in that 6-yard box to catch Liverpool players offside. They've done it. They managed to catch Núñez in an offside position for his finish, but it was a really good corner. Powerful header from Virgil van Dijk, right over the top of all of those Brentford centre-halves that were in and around him. Won that header. Goalkeeper made a good save, and the rest we've said. Darwin Núñez again, unfortunate to see his goal ruled out.
Goal at Villa Park, Pat Murphy.
It's gone to Aston Villa. It's an own goal from Anthony Robinson. He couldn't do much about it. Fine low cross from Tielemans. Diaby was in there causing some mayhem, and it just rebounded off the shin of Robinson. Unlucky. Can't really complain about that. But Villa, more importantly for them, they're 1-0 up against Fulham.
Right, it's been explained to the fans inside Anfield. It's up on the screen away to our right. Goal disallowed for offside against Darwin Núñez. John Hunt watching West Ham, Nottingham Forest. What's the latest, John?
27 minutes on the clock, Ali. It's still West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 0. That goal from Paqueta after 3 minutes after the mistake from Dominguez. Souček's on the edge of the area. He's trying to play Bowen forward. Forest have had a lot of the play since that goal, Ali, but no real impact apart from that Owinyi header, which was brilliantly saved by Areola. They've been pretty quiet attacking-wise.
28 minutes gone in the first half here at Anfield. Liverpool have had the ball in the back of the net twice, both from Darwin Núñez, and neither of them have counted. Long clearance from Flecken. Ball's come off a Liverpool player, and that'll be a throw-in for Brentford on the left. Matthias Jensen just wraps the yellow ball up in his light blue Brentford shirt, takes the moisture off it, and then is looking for an option. There's no one anywhere near him really. Roerslev just moves into a little bit of space, and he's a decoy runner as Jensen takes it back to Flecken. Flecken goes long, up towards the edge of the Liverpool penalty area. Van Dijk up majestically to win the header towards Jota on the halfway line. Liverpool fans appealing for a handball against Christian Norgard. Norgard's book, that's given. Liverpool want to go quickly with the free kick, and they're prevented from doing so as Paul Tierney wanted to finish up with the booking, but Mo Salah could have been away down the right-hand side. So Paul Tierney's booking Norgard. Free kick on the way. Full time in the WSL. Tottenham, Liverpool, Flo Pollock.
All over here, Tottenham 1, Liverpool 1, a fair result on the balance of play. Tottenham took the lead in the first half, a solo run, a smart finish from Celine Bizet. Liverpool equalised through Sophie Roman, her first goal for the Reds. Full time, Tottenham 1, Liverpool 1.
Jota caught late by Ayer. Advantage played. Advantage no longer played because Jota is down in a heap. Tsimikas has the ball at his feet, and Brentford pick up a second yellow card. Ayer was clumsy with the challenge. Leon Osman.
Yeah, I don't think either Brentford player can really complain about the yellow cards there. The first one for Norgard came because he handballed the ball. He handballed it, stopped that quick Liverpool counter-attack, and the referee stopping Liverpool from trying to play the free kick quickly, frustrating the crowd in the stadium. The second one, Diogo Jota just too quick for Ayer as the ball came between them, just toe poked it away and got a real clattering up his shin. I think maybe even into his thigh, the way Jota's showing his teammates there. But yeah, easy yellow card for the referee.
Sam Kerr's got a second goal for Chelsea's women away to Everton. Everton 0, Chelsea 2. Tsimikas, great delivery, free kick, drops loose inside the box. Oh, Jota couldn't sort his feet out. The ball ran between his legs. He was looking to get a shot away. It's cleared away, and it's a Liverpool corner, 0-0.
Yeah, for all the height that this Brentford team do have in the team, causing problems at the Liverpool end, but defensively, Liverpool are finding a number of good deliveries in there, and they're winning the first ball. They're first to every attacking situation. Brentford second best in their own penalty area.
15 minutes remaining in the first half. Tsimikas' corner, and away swinger. Pinnock flicks a header at it, and Bumo clears with his left foot only as far as Alexander-Arnold. Ball in. Matip heads it across the face of goal. Salah's lurking at the far post. It doesn't reach him. Here's Roerslev. Roerslev plays it to Jensen ahead of him. Jensen, long ball down the middle. And Bumo, brilliant first touch. He's in. Through on goal. And Bumo knocks it past Alisson. Not enough pace on it. And it was going wide anyway because Alisson got a crucial touch. A slightly casual finish from Brian and Bumo, because that was Brentford's best opportunity in the first half.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was a real casual finish. Did brilliantly. Stay onside, bend his run, jump back into his own half. Great ball to him. And as he took the ball into his path, got across. Trent Alexander-Arnold, who had to do everything not to bring him down, should have finished better.
Núñez, first-time effort. That's a weak one as well. Straight at the goalkeeper, Mark Flecken. Again, nicely worked between Núñez and Jota, but it was a right-footed curling effort from outside the penalty area, and it was pretty much like a back pass to the goalkeeper, but one he was allowed to catch.
Yeah, Liverpool look good when they're playing that ball into feet. Someone dropping deep, playing it, passing and moving. Going back to that chance at the other end of the pitch. And remember, it's 1v1 going into the Liverpool penalty area. So casual with his finish. It was flicked. I don't even think it needed saving from Alisson, but he stood up. He didn't go to ground early. He made the striker make the decision first, and then padded it away with his hand.
Tsimikas has given the ball away. Norgard read that well. Here's Mbumo again, wide on the right-hand side. Van Dijk in his way. Flicks the pass in field. Matip doesn't quite get the touch for Liverpool. Nearly ran to Norgard, who continued his run forward. Eventually ends up in the arms of Allison out to the edge of his area, drives the goal kick forward on the volley. Nunez jumps, goes down, holding his face, having lost that aerial battle to Pinnock. Tsimikas intercepts inside his own half. Then there's a Brentford player down on the halfway line. Paul Tierney stops the game. Liverpool players and fans frustrated because Liverpool were in an attacking position and looking to get at Brentford there. Still goalless.
Yeah, I think he has to stop the game, really. Players gone to ground holding his head, and in the modern game, referees will always stop the game. I don't think the touch was significant enough. I don't think there'll be any real issues for Jensen. But it was interesting. Thomas Frank called Mbeumo and Visa over to the side of the pitch during that last injury to Ben Mee a few minutes back. Gave them a bit of information. They're now linking up so much better. Whatever information he's given them, it's really stepped Brentford's counter-attacking options up.
Sixth season in charge of Brentford for Thomas Frank, and what a fabulous job he's done. Here's Jota. Plays back to Endo. Endo in central midfield for Liverpool this afternoon. Base of Liverpool's midfield, with Alexis McAllister suspended, having picked up the 5 yellow cards. Here's Endo again. Just outside the Brentford penalty area, shuffling forward, plays it wide to Szoboszlai. He's brought it in from the right flank, edge of the box. Szoboszlai looking for Nunez, might run as far as Alexander-Arnold. Quick pass from him to Gakpo. Gakpo scoops a pass into the box. That is cleared, and Van Dijk collects the loose ball. Salah immediately drifts to the right. Alexander-Arnold knows he's going to be there, fizzes a pass into him. Salah's able to control it. 2 light blue Brentford shirts in front of him. Szoboszlai's cross, Flecken punches it away. The ball will stay in play. Tsimikas takes one touch and looks to get it straight back into the Brentford box. Holds on to it for a second, then rolls a pass back to Alexander-Arnold. Does well to evade the challenge of Matthias Jensen. Turns away from Jensen and plays a pass across to Matip. Matip wide to the right to Salah. Salah onto his left boot, corner of the box, just overhits the pass beyond Nunez and into the arms of Mark Flecken. And Thomas Frank applauds his team's defending.
Yeah, he should do. The shape has been brilliant. They're forcing Liverpool into wider positions. That's the first time Liverpool have tried to sustain attacks by trying to keep the ball and move it from one side to the other. But they never moved any of the Brentford defenders out of their slots that they're so comfortable in. Until they do that, that's when they'll create chances. There 1 or 2 moments have come from somebody dropping deep, a defender coming in, playing the ball and following it, running into spaces. Need to move these Brentford defenders around.
8 wins out of 8 at Anfield in all competitions so far this season for Liverpool. At the moment they are being held. Liverpool 0, Brentford 0. Villa Fulham's on Sports Extra this afternoon. And the other 2 o'clock kickoffs, Brighton, Sheffield United and West Ham, Nottingham Forest, both available as commentaries via the BBC Sport website and the BBC Sport app. We've got it all covered for you this afternoon in the Premier League. Chelsea, Manchester City on the way at 4:30. And then Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage taking the calls as always on a Sunday night in 6:06. After the end of the Chelsea-Manchester City game, they'll be taking the calls through until 8 o'clock, and Chris will be back for you as part of the Monday Night Club the following evening as we head into the international break. Endo plays it forward to Gakpo. Gakpo back to Van Dijk. Brentford have got everyone behind the ball, so clear as day from this elevated position up here. Bank of 5 at the back, then the 3 in midfield, then the other 2 all doing their defensive job, and Liverpool trying to find a way through that. Salah plays down the line towards Szoboszlai, sliding challenge from Mee. Szoboszlai jumps out of the way and it goes out for a throw into Liverpool wide on the right. 9 minutes remaining in the first half. Liverpool 0, Brentford 0. Throw in taken, back to Alexander-Arnold. All the football at the moment being played in Brentford's half. Here's Matip. Matip, crisp pass to his right. Finds Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai just delays on playing the next ball. Nunez was coming towards him. Now Endo. Endo's lost it. Norgard read that well, came forward, tries to poke it into the path of Mbeumo. Liverpool have it back, and then Matip penalised for a foul in the centre circle. He is absolutely livid, screaming with frustration in the decision. Gets a yellow card for his pains as well, so probably has to tone down the protestations just to be a little bit careful that it doesn't go any further than that. But he is absolutely adamant that he won that ball cleanly and had Liverpool off on the counter.
Yeah, well, he did win the ball. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But it was a moment that Brentford sort of had an opportunity to counter-attack. They were 3v2, they were moving forward, and Matip went into the challenge knowing, I cannot lose this. I think the referee gave it because it was quite an aggressive challenge. He certainly won the ball. The referee really close to it and decided that he didn't like the challenge that Matip made.
So free kick for Brentford, which again will be taken by their goalkeeper, Flecken just short of the halfway line. Spinning ball dropping in the Liverpool area. Soboslai heads it away. Jota hooks it on. Here's Salah. Liverpool on the break. Wide it goes to Nunez. Jota and Salah sprinting to get into the middle. Nunez, corner of the Brentford box. Slides it on the outside to Tsimikas. Takes one touch, pulls it back. Sliding interception inside that Brentford area, and that runs to Mbumo. And then Nunez with real strength in on Mbumo, knocks him over, knocks it out for a throw, gets the crowd behind him, and the atmosphere is up at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Brentford 0.
Yeah, he enjoyed that. Darwin Núñez, the crowd enjoyed that, seeing that physical nature, them physical attributes, winning the ball back defensively for his team, not just offensively, but that's what Liverpool are good at, counter-attack. And Brentford haven't really given Liverpool that option too often in this game, that counter-attack. But when you see it, when you see the likes of Núñez and Salah, Gakpo in full flight, real danger.
7 minutes remaining in the first half, still 0-0. Jota chests the ball down, 10 yards short of the Brentford penalty area. Liverpool have lost it. Wissa tries dribbling out of his own half. He's tackled Alexander-Arnold through to Nunez, looking for Salah. Salah's in! Salah scores! Deadly finishing from Liverpool's number 11. As soon as he got the ball there, you knew where it was going to end up. Brentford lost it in their own half. Nunez found Salah. Salah does the rest. Liverpool 1, Brentford 0.
That's a brilliant goal from Liverpool. Talk about moving defenders around, getting them into places that they don't want to be. Brentford had won the ball back. Brentford thought that they were about to attack. Visa lost the ball. Really good tackle. I think it was by Matip. And in doing so, suddenly the Brentford players weren't in their structured positions. Brilliantly executed pass by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Just bent it through two Brentford players into the feet of Darwin Núñez, and in doing so, it was great from Núñez as well. One touch to control. The second touch, you just play it round the corner, round his left shoulder for Mo Salah in that position where he always is, incoming, bearing down on goal. One touch to control it, opens his body up, passes it, as we're so accustomed to seeing, with that left foot into the far side netted. Brilliant Liverpool goal.
9th Premier League goal of the season for Mo Salah. The next one for him is going to be a really big one. It will be his 200th in English football. 148th Premier League goal for him. He is now 1 behind Les Ferdinand and 2 behind Michael Owen. Another stellar season for Mo Salah, who's trying to find Nunez here inside the Brentford half. So Liverpool leading Brentford by a goal to 0. There's been a goal in the game between Celtic and Aberdeen. We'll go there in a second, but here come Liverpool again. Salah up towards Jota, trying to find Salah again. Brentford made the tackle, edge of the box. Norgard in a spot of bother here. He's fouled. Free kick for Brentford. Here's Gavin Wallace.
With his first goal of the season, it was a simple ball into the box. Keller Roos came to collect. He couldn't get there, and Yang at the back post headed home. Celtic 1, Aberdeen 0.
And Mbumo's cross, slightly loopy one, ends up on the left boot of Ruslev, just outside the Liverpool penalty area. Norgard plays back out to the left. Ruslev onto his right foot, floated cross, nowhere near Mbumo, far too close to Alisson. Alisson catches it and immediately pulls it out to Jota. So Liverpool 1 up, and they've got the scent in their nostrils at the moment. Jota goes steaming forward. Nunez couldn't find him with the pass. Lovely little turn inside his own half there from Ruslev, and then looks for the run of Wissa. Wissa and Van Dijk both go tumbling over. Wissa looks in some pain. Offside flag went up against Wissa. Van Dijk's hurt as well, although he's slowly rising from the turf. And it's really livened up in the closing stages of the first half, Leon Osman.
Yeah, Brentford now behind are having to come out and be a bit more positive than they had been recently. Liverpool haven't scored that goal. A bit of confidence flowing. Yeah, just seeing that coming together again. Visa went too early, was clearly offside, but Van Dijk slipped, went through him. That's why he stayed down.
Here come Liverpool again. Jota, lovely ball for Gakpo. Gakpo forward to Nunez. Nunez back to goal. Turns, corner of the Brentford penalty area. Chip pass here to Salah, edge of the box. Cushion control is lovely. Then the pass to Alexander-Arnold, nearly beyond him. Cross into the near post. Ball breaks loose and eventually whacked away by Pinnock. Brentford goal very much under threat. Here they come again, the home team. Salah with the ball at his feet. 40 yards out. Plays across to Endo in central midfield. Then Van Dijk. Back to Endo. Liverpool have just shuffled back about 10 yards or so. And Brentford stand off them. Salah, the goal scorer. To Jota. Back to Salah. Now Matip gets involved. Just inside the Brentford half. Salah down the right to Alexander-Arnold, picks up the pace. Jensen intercepts the pass. Here's Wissa. Wissa chased by Endo, also chased by Gakpo, running from left to right. Got to be careful not to lose it here. Gakpo a bit clumsy with the challenge. Free kick for Brentford. Goal at Villa Park again. Pat Murphy.
Another goal for Aston Villa. Superb goal by John McGinn. He made the space 25 yards out, ran at the keeper, left foot, beat leader to the left. Superb individual goal. Cue the goggle celebration, Alistair. He gives it the goggles because his nephew Jack, partially sighted, still plays football, and that's always his message to him. Nice human touch, I think. Villa 1, Fulham 0.
Yeah, I love that, Pat. I read about that earlier in the week. I've seen John McGinn do that plenty of times, and you're quite right. Lovely to see. And Aston Villa's home record, end of last season, and certainly the start of this one, exceptional under Unai Emery. Commentary continues over on Radio 5 Sports Extra. So all the home teams ahead in the Premier League in the 2 o'clock kickoffs. Villa 2-0 up. Liverpool 1-0 up on Brentford, looking to make it 2. Soberslai's tackled on the edge of the box by Aya. Endo heads the ball to his right. Darwin Nunez took a knock on the ankle. Picks himself up. He's okay. Soberslai running back towards the halfway line, finds Endo inside his own half. Endo rolls the pass to Matic. Matic's long stride takes him across the halfway line. Motoring forward for Liverpool here. Plays it to Nunez. Salah, lots of space on the right. Gets it from Nunez. Trying to work it onto that left foot. Brilliantly read by Roerslev. Clearance hit Roerslev though. Liverpool have it again. Nunez first time whip cross to the far post. And that's easily caught by Flecken. Leon Osman.
Yeah, Brentford just hanging on a little bit here. Liverpool are much better in the last 15 minutes, certainly since the goal. Much more improved, moving the ball a bit quicker, passing and moving. Little 1-2s are now suddenly really starting to work for this Liverpool team. Brentford won half time.
Well, that's not far away. Liverpool have scored in their last 28 games in all competitions. The last team to stop them was Chelsea in a 0-0 draw at Stamford Bridge back in April. That was just after Graham Potter had left the club, but no one's been able to stop them since. And Liverpool lead by 1-0. They've conceded a free kick here, Brentford's free kick inside their own half. And actually, when you know Liverpool are close to equaling or breaking a club record, given what this club has achieved down the years, then you know they're doing something special. Today, if they can win by a margin of 2 goals or more, it will equal the club record of 9 successive home wins set by the famous Liverpool team back in 1980 between May and October. Another goal of West Ham, John Hunt.
Equaliser this time for Nottingham Forest, and Forest split West Ham aside. Sangare put Gibbs White through. His shot was saved initially by Areola, who only could do the best he could and turned it into the path of Taiwo Awini to tap it home from 2 yards out. That is only Forest's second attempt on goal. They've equalised with a minute of the half to go. West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 1.
Liverpool 1, Brentford 0. Villa 2 up on Fulham. Brighton leads Sheffield United by 1-0. And it's now West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Alisson clears with his right foot. Brighton's women, by the way, they are 1-0 up away to Manchester City's women in the WSL. Added time at the end of the first half here at Anfield on 5 Live and BBC Sound. 6 minutes of added time. Here come Brentford. Ben Mee, cross deflected. Jota's there, slightly off balance and spins a clearance high in the air. Salah gets a touch, but it only runs to Norgard. Norgard across to Collins. Collins bit much on the pass back to Pinnock. Soberslai chases through for Liverpool. Pass is chipped forward by Roerslev. Matic can only head that to his left. Alexander-Arnold flexes those neck muscles to flick a header back to Matip, and then Alexander-Arnold down the line to Soberslai. Left it for Salah. Salah slides it infield for Gakpo. Gakpo just had to slow a little to collect the pass, and he's got the ball caught beneath his feet. Wants a free kick head to the box, but he's not going to get that decision. Brentford trying to play out of their own half at speed. Can't find Jensen with the pass. Alexander-Arnold again is passing today. Again, immaculate. Nunez tees himself up, lets fly. Flecken makes the save. Rebounds a long way out into the box, and then, cool as you like, it's chested back to Mark Flecken, who's able to grab it at the second attempt. Another goal at Celtic Park, Kevin Wallace.
Yeah, Ali, it's going to be a long afternoon for Aberdeen. This was really slick, actually. Kyogo was on the end of an O'Reilly low cross to make it 2-0. Celtic 2, Aberdeen 0.
So, Liverpool 1, Brentford 0.
I think he's fortunate there, Flecken, that ball went straight at him. That shot from Darwin Nunez, a real terrific pace to it. Just dropped his shoulder, always intent on just finding a little bit of space to get shot away. Brentford didn't do enough to stop it. Fortunately for Brentford, certainly the ball went straight to the goalkeeper.
4 minutes remaining at the end of the first half here. 4:30 kickoff, second Premier League commentary of the day on 5 Live in BBC Sounds. Chelsea against Manchester City. Ayew was caught by Tsimikas there as he played a first-time ball back into midfield. Tsimikas comes across to apologise for the challenge. He won't get booked, but Brentford will get the free kick. And all the reaction, the post-match reaction, the debates, the analysis will be in the Football Daily podcast for you. First thing on Monday morning. You heard Neda Manua earlier on the show today. A regular feature he is on the Football Daily podcast on the Monday morning. So make sure you get to the BBC Sounds app and subscribe to that as Flecken chips the ball out of his own penalty area. Collected by Mee. Mee's clearance initially blocked by Soboslai. Second attempt volleyed forward with his left foot. Matip's underneath it. Wissa's putting him under pressure, and Wissa's got this for Brentford, wide on the left. Plays infield here to Röslev. Röslev, edge of the penalty area. It's Janelt, in fact, who gets that out to Röslev now. His cross, not quite enough on that. Endo heads it up in the air. Norgard nods it forward. Tsimikas with the next header. Powers it away for Liverpool. Nunez is able to bring this down. Nods it down to himself. Salah to his right-hand side. Nunez moving at speed. Now plays it to Salah inside the penalty area. Chips it back in towards Nunez. Half-headed away. Norgard stretches. Jota's going to get there first. Turns. Could have turned into an opportunity for Jota. The next touch took him down to the byline, though. And he's been forced away from goal by Pinnock. So Liverpool collect themselves. Here's Endo. Endo to Alexander-Arnold, looking for Salah, making the run. Salah's volleyed it over the bar from 4 yards out. Again, a fabulous pinpoint pass from Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. First of all, to see the pass, and second of all, to execute the pass in the manner that he does. When you're the likes of Mo Salah, you know you can just make runs. You might think they're ludicrous runs. You might think you're never going to be found. But you might have Trent Alexander-Arnold's on the ball, and as that ball is played diagonal over the shoulder defenders, in behind the left wing back Röslev, Salah just arrives right on cue. Doesn't execute the finish to match the pass.
Another Mo Salah stat for you, by the way. Only the 4th player now in Premier League history to score in his opening 6 home games of a Premier League season, joining Alan Shearer, Les Ferdinand and Thierry Henry as the others to have done so. His goal separates the two teams here at Anfield. Nunez has had the ball in the back of the net twice, both ruled out for offside. Closing stages of the first half. Wissa chests the ball down inside the Liverpool half. Back to Norgard. Forward to Wissa. Wissa turns. Jensen's there if he wants him. Still Wissa. Goes to his left to Röslev. Back it comes to Mee. Norgard tries a little flick through his legs. Matip is able to clear. He releases Salah. Salah looking for Nunez. Good ball. Nunez with the pace. Edge of the box is brought down. Was he by Collins? No, the referee Paul Tierney very clearly points and makes a round shape with his hands to say Nathan Collins crucially got the ball.
Yeah, and I think he's right, the referee. It was a brilliant attack. He showed some pace as well, Nathan Collins, because it looked like Darwin Núñez was away, and we know the pace that he has. Mo Salah just left the ball in behind. I thought that was it. He's clearly going to win the race, but Collins was having none of it. He did have to go to ground to match it. He did have to stretch, but I think he got it all right, and I think the referee made the right call.
Jensen's ball fired at Mbumo, controlled that really well. Support on the outside from Ayer. Ayer's cross back to the edge of the penalty area. Might run here. It does run here to Röslev, who gets right underneath that with his right foot and balloons it into the cop. Away to our right, the half-time whistle blows at Anfield. Liverpool leading Brentford by a goal to nil. The half-time whistle's also blown at West Ham. John Hunt.
Yes, and it's West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Lucas Paqueta opened up the scoring 3 minutes in after a mistake by Dominguez. Paqueta pounced, good finish. That was 1-0, and you would have thought the place with a real buzz about it would see West Ham go on the attack, but they failed to have another shot on goal, gifting Forest a lot of possession, albeit 30 yards out. However, they paid for that just before half-time. A beautiful ball from the halfway line from Sangare put Morgan Gibbs-White in. His shot saved by Areola. The tap-in was made by Awanihi, and Forest deservedly level. West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 1.
John, thank you very much indeed. Ali Bruce Ball and Leon Osman at Anfield, where the players are just going off for half-time. Leon, Brentford are a very good side. We know they're a very good side. I think only Newcastle have stopped them scoring in the Premier League this season. For as good as Liverpool are going forward, they look pretty solid at the back too.
Liverpool?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're partly down to Brentford, to be honest. I think that at times they've shown that they can create things, but they've been very sloppy in the final thirds. Whenever they haven't been sloppy, whenever they put some passes together, they have created some half moments. There's some encouraging moments out there for Brentford, but they've been their own worst enemy at times. Liverpool have looked a threat, especially on the counter-attack. Liverpool will feel there's more goals in this game for them, certainly. So be interested to see what managers say at half-time and the outlook of the second half.
We saw Darwin Núñez's Liverpool career in microcosm over that 45 minutes. One great ball for the Salah goal, and twice he could have had two himself, and he was just unlucky, especially with the first one.
Yeah, you find yourself saying that about Darwin Núñez a lot. He's unlucky. He's very unfortunate. He hit the wrong side of the post and didn't go in. Or the two good finishes he's had today, he's offside, millimetres on one. Got a little bit on the other, but he was in a good striking position, and Collins made a brilliant last-ditch tackle, but he's been lively, he's been a threat. The Liverpool crowd have really taken to him.
I think the key there, Steve, is two good finishes, as Leon said, because often we can be a little bit critical of Núñez, in those positions, a little bit wasteful with the finishes. Those were two good finishes, just a little bit unlucky.
Yeah, absolutely. So Liverpool leading Brentford by 1-0. Second half commentary on the way with Ali and Leon. Liverpool would be going level with Arsenal and Manchester City on 27 points. At the top of the Premier League, as it stands, City, of course, play Chelsea at Stamford Bridge in our 4:30 commentary. Aston Villa would be moving up to 5th if their lead over Fulham can be converted to 3 points. Pat Murphy.
Well, they lead 2-0 at half-time, and John McGinn, the Tigerish captain, has been the inspiration as usual. John McGinn has been the inspiration, leaving Villa 2-0 up at half-time. He saw Robinson put into his own net from across from Digne after setting up Digne down the left wing. Unlucky Robinson, but McGinn, magnificent second goal, dropped his shoulder 25 yards out, trusty left foot, superb. But just before that, Cash, Villa, made a really important tackle on Willian to deny Willian that chance. On such slender threads, it's hang Premiership games. Could have been 1-1 then. Next thing you know, it's 2-0 Villa at half-time.
The scoreline gap at the Amex Stadium is slender, but should it be a lot larger? Brighton, Sheffield United, Paul Scott.
It certainly could be, possibly should be. It is Brighton 1, Sheffield United 0 at half-time. Simon Adingra's 6th-minute goal separating the two sides. A wonderful goal as well, cutting in from the left-hand side. It just opened up. He continued to run, played a 1-2 with Facundo Buonanotte before a composed finish. Ansu Fati forced a couple of saves from Wes Fodringham, who's keeping the blades in it, before Fodringham then tipped over a Billy Gilmore volley from the edge of the area. At the other end, Sheffield United, well, the blades have been blunted. They've offered very little as an attacking threat. Oliver Norwood blazing over in the first half. Stoppage time from the edge of the box is as close as they have come. Brighton 1, Sheffield United 0.
Chelsea look to be going top of the Women's Super League. They lead 2-0 at Everton in stoppage time. It's Manchester City 0, Brighton 1 and Bristol City 0, Aston Villa 0. The full times from earlier. Manchester United second in the WSL after a 5-0 win over West Ham United, and it finished Tottenham 1, Liverpool 1. In the next few minutes they'll be underway in the Gallagher Premiership, so we'll take you to Franklin's Gardens shortly ahead of Northampton Saints against Exeter Chiefs. We'll be back at the Cricket World Cup as well, that match between India and the Netherlands. We'll do all of that after the news on 5 Live with Stuart Clarkson.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The Prime Minister's facing growing calls from Labour to sack the Home Secretary after she was accused of stoking tensions before yesterday's pro-Palestinian march in central London. Suella Braverman had called those demonstrating in support of Gaza hate marchers. The First Minister of Wales, Mark Drakeford, says her comments gave licence to far-right activists. The Met Police says the vast majority of the 126 arrests made yesterday were counter-protesters. Zoe Billingham is a former HM Inspector of Constabulary.
I think it would have been extremely difficult for the Metropolitan Police Commissioner to have made the case based on the risk assessment that he had undertaken that the march should have been banned. Marches are only banned in the most exceptional circumstances. So I think overall most people would say that it was right that people exercised their right to protest.
Limited evacuations from Gaza are reported to have resumed at the Rafah crossing. Egyptian security officials have said a group of foreign citizens and dual nationals, as well as some wounded Palestinians, have arrived in Egypt now. Hamas, meanwhile, says the cardiac ward at the Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza has been destroyed by an Israeli airstrike. Israel's military has denied deliberately targeting it. The World Health Organization has said it's lost communication with the site and is gravely concerned. The IDF says it'll do its utmost to ensure babies are safely taken out of the hospital. Dr. Margaret Harris is from the WHO.
Everybody's in danger. There have been more than 100 UN staff who've died. All other organisations are also reporting terrible loss of life. We are calling for an immediate ceasefire because that is the only solution at this point.
Scotland's largest health board has been named as a suspect in a corporate homicide case following the deaths of 3 children and an adult at a hospital in Glasgow. NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde says it's cooperating with the investigation into the deaths at the Queen Elizabeth University Hospital, which began 2 years ago. The board says its sympathies remain with the families. And the King has led the national ceremony of remembrance at the Cenotaph in central London. He laid a wreath on behalf of the nation alongside other members of the royal family and senior politicians. Silences were also held all across the country and also ahead of today's football fixtures.
BBC 5 Live.
Weekdays from 9. We take your calls on the things that matter to you. Nikki Campbell.
There is a lot of fear at the moment. We're looking for the answer, how to stop it, and please stop it.
I don't know what's happened to reason debate in this country where people could say what they're thinking.
And Monday to Wednesdays from 11, join Nagam and Chetty for the latest headlines and big name interviews.
We're going to try to explain what's happening right now.
Society, in broad terms, I think is still in shock.
I knew the rules and regulations, so as long as you abide them, you were fine.
BBC Radio 5 Live.
The voice of the UK.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sports with Steve Crossman.
On 5 Live. Listen on BBC Sounds.
And let's take you back live to the Copper Box, where Great Britain's Harriet Dart is looking to secure victory for Great Britain over Sweden at the Billie Jean King Cup. Russell Fuller.
Yes, that after Katie Bolter beat Kasia Ronaldo Persson 6-1, 7-6, saving 4 set points before winning that second set on a tiebreak. Dart replacing Jodie Burridge, who has been dropped to the bench after a less than spectacular debut, shall we say, yesterday, is playing Kaisa Henneman, who's outside the world's top 500, but it's very tight in the early stages. Dart did have a couple of break points saved by the Swedish player, going with serve. Dart serving at deuce and trailing 2-3 in this first set.
Thank you, Russell. The Netherlands were given a pretty tall task against India at the Cricket World Cup. The hosts racked up 410 for 4 earlier. Let's hear about the reply. Daniel Norcross.
Steve, yes, well, it's not going to happen. They're 162 for 5. And finally, some moments of sanity are breaking out. We've just watched a bunch of part-time bowlers bowl. Virat Kohli, who took a wicket with one down the leg side. Shubman Gill and Surya Kumar Yadav. To give you an idea, these guys will not bowl all year. It's all become a little bit like an exhibition match, which is amusing for the crowd, but I don't quite know how the Dutch feel about it. All the time, Engelbrecht, Sybrand Engelbrecht, who's been one of the finds for the Netherlands, he's still there, unbeaten on 42, and every now and then we get a sight of Jasprit Bumrah bowling, and it's absolutely marvellous. He picked up the wicket of Bas de Leede with a perfect Yorker, but the Netherlands now 162 for 5, 15 overs left. They're not going to score the 249 runs they need. It's a matter of how long this game goes, and as long as India keep on bowling their part-time bowlers, it'll be to the very, very bitter end.
Daniel, thank you very much indeed. Already today, Rangers won by 2 goals to 0 at Livingston to cut the gap to Celtic at the top down to 5 points, but it looks like it's going to go back up to 8. Celtic versus Aberdeen's about half an hour old. Gavin Wallace.
Yeah, half an hour old, as you say. Yang scored on 9, Kyogo on 16. It's a bit of a sculling for Aberdeen at the moment, to be honest. Steve, they've had one shot, at goal. Johnny Hayes on 23, but he blasted it well wide. Other than that, Celtic peppering the Aberdeen goal. Celtic 2, Aberdeen 0.
Gavin, thank you. Right, at 4:30, we're bringing you full commentary of Chelsea versus Manchester City here on Premier League Sunday. That's where we find our correspondent, John Murray. Afternoon, John.
Yes, good afternoon.
This could be anything, couldn't it?
Yeah, I think if a straw poll of those who have spoken to at Stamford Bridge this afternoon is anything to go by, I still think the general expectation is that it will be Manchester City's day. But I just think that what Chelsea have done, and obviously what happened on Monday night, means that perhaps those people aren't as absolutely certain as they might have been.
Former Chelsea goalkeeper Mark Schwarzer is alongside John for commentary. Hi, Mark. All right?
Yeah, not bad. Thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, good. And then we asked this question right at the start of the show today, which is Chelsea off the back of that mad win at Tottenham Hotspur. Do they arrive in a better place, despite the fact that it came in very odd circumstances?
I think so, yeah. I think any time you win a game, certainly against one of your biggest rivals across town, you've got to be buoyed by it, you've got to be lifted in confidence, and Chelsea no doubt will be, regardless of who they've had to come up against, whether it's 11 players or 9 players, as it was in the end. I mean, yeah, one could argue and say, would they have scored 4 goals against a Tottenham side with a full 11? We don't know. We will never know. Probably unlikely. But they walk away with 3 points, 4 goals. Jackson scores a hat-trick, and they've got to come into this game with some more confidence.
And I've just been watching here on our screen pictures of just outside Stamford Bridge, where the Chelsea team bus has arrived, and watching Maurizio Pochettino, the former Tottenham manager, getting a hero's welcome from the Chelsea fans outside the ground for the win at Tottenham, Neil.
There are so many storylines around this game. Of course, one of them is the sort of the X factor of Raheem Sterling, but also particularly John Cole Palmer, who just seems to be going from strength to strength.
Yeah, and I was with the England squad announcement the other afternoon, and Gareth Southgate gave several mentions to Cole Palmer. So I don't know what's going to happen with all of the various withdrawals that we've seen over the course of the last couple of days or so from the England squad, and there will be an update on that at some point over the course of the next 24 hours, I would think. But, you know, judging by what he said, he might have a chance of getting into the England squad, and that's remarkable, isn't it? I was reading this morning that he's already had more minutes of Premier League action for Chelsea than he has for Manchester City, but he's very much a regular starter, started the last 7, and I'm sure he'll be looking forward to this today.
Yeah, there's also less time, Mark, than one might think for any players wanting to get into the squad for the Euros, and this is true of Rico Lewis as well at Manchester City. We'll talk about him more later. There'll only be one more big international break after this before he picks his squad.
Yeah, that's right. And I think when you look at Gareth and the way that he's made his selections through various tournaments over the years he's been in charge, very rarely are there any surprises. And it's generally the tried and tested ones that he's had in camp beforehand and knows really well and knows they fit in the group. Because, you know, there's an argument to say that going into tournament football, it's equally important having the right mix of players, not necessarily always the best players, but you've got to have the all-round best mix to be able to go through a tournament and hopefully go all the way to the end.
Thanks both, Mark Schwarzer and John Murray, who'll be bringing you commentary of Chelsea versus Manchester City at 4:30 on Premier League Sunday. Second half commentary on the way from Anfield, Liverpool leading Brentford by 1-0. 3 other 2 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League, all available via the BBC Sport website and app, and 5 Sports Extra for Aston Villa, Fulham. Villa leading by 2-0. We were hearing earlier that Jody Burridge had a very nervous day yesterday at the Billie Jean King Cup. Less so Harriet Dart today, Russell Fuller.
She started well, and she now has the break against Kasia Henneman, who is 532 in the world and leads this first set by 4 games to 3. Dart with experience at a higher level of this competition, having played for Great Britain in the actual semi-finals last year, beat Alia Tomljanovic there and also Paula Badosa earlier in the week in Glasgow, and she's 4-3 up with the break in the first set, knowing that a victory for her after Katie Bolter's win earlier will see Great Britain into the 2024 competition proper.
2 games in Rugby Union's Premiership this afternoon. Northampton against Exeter is 5th against 4th in the table. Adam Whitty is at Franklin's Gardens.
Yeah, Northampton have got off to a fantastic start, scoring within the first 2 minutes. Tommy Freeman going over in the corner to give them a 5-0 lead just a few seconds ago with the conversion to come. This is a fascinating game between 2 teams that have defied our expectations so far. Exeter, a side reborn, rejuvenating their squad. They've started chucking the ball around. Goodness me, when did that happen with Exeter? They've won 3 of their opening 4, but are seeking their first win away from home. Northampton's surprise this season is that they've learned how to defend. Back come Alex Mitchell and Courtney Laws from England duty, who played such a big role there, and illness for wing James Ram has meant a reshuffle from the team released on Friday. Tommy Freeman was supposed to be playing centre, but there he was to finish that early try. Finn Smith with the conversion to come, but it's 5-0 to Northampton as it stands.
And Newcastle are looking for a first win of the season. They host Saracens. That's 0-0 inside the opening couple of minutes. So in the Premier League, half-time scores: Villa 2, Fulham 0, Brighton 1, Sheffield United 0, West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 1, and Liverpool 1, Brentford 0. So let's take you back to Anfield as the teams take to the field for the second half. Leon Osman is with Ali Bruceport.
Thank you, Steve. Yes, the 2 teams just back with us. Looks like Brentford are going to make a change here at half-time. Just peering down beneath us to see who's coming on here. Frank Onyeka is coming on for Brentford, the Nigerian. So the number that goes up is Vitaly Janelt comes off, and Frank Onyeka goes into the Brentford midfield. Liverpool start with the Same 11 they started the game with. They lead Brentford by a goal to nil. Win puts them on 27 points. Manchester City on 27 points. Arsenal on 27 points. Tottenham on 26 points. And Aston Villa are 2-0 up on Fulham. They'll go to 25 points with a win this afternoon. Second half underway. Liverpool all in red, playing towards the Kop in this second half. So from left to right as we look at it from our lofty commentary position, leading through the Mo Salah goal. Joel Matip volleys the ball forward and Nunez battles with Norgard. It's cleared by Brentford and that'll be a Liverpool throw on the left. They've got Alisson in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk and Tsimikas as a back four. Szoboszlai, Endo and Gakpo, Salah, Nunez and Jota. Brentford have Mark Flecken in goal. Their three centre-backs are Pinnock, Collins and Ben Mee. Christopher Ayer over on the right flank. Mads Roerslev on the left. Onyeka into the midfield to partner Norgard and Matthias Jensen. And Mbumo and Wissa as Brentford's front two. Looks like some light rain is falling from the slate grey skies above as Van Dijk heads the ball away for Liverpool. Szoboszlai heads it back towards Matip inside his own half. Alexander-Arnold, clever body movement from Endo, receives the pass, lets it run across his body. Norgard fell for that and disappeared the other way. Tsimikas lays it off to Jota. Jota zips infield from the left, outside of his right boot, just rolls one back to Van Dijk. Forward to Endo, quick 1-2 with Gakpo. Very young Liverpool bench actually this afternoon. Neither Kanate nor Gomez are named amongst the substitutes. They've joined the injured list. McAllister suspended. Gravenberg still out with the knee injury. Andy Robertson out for a while as well. Here's Matip. Plays back to Van Dijk in his turquoise boots. Forward to Endo. Liverpool controlling the game at the start of the second half. Jota through to Gakpo. Gakpo is tackled. Collins not only makes the tackle but clears. Onyeka's there, sliding challenge from him, and Mbumo with a bit of footwork there, caught by Endo. Free kick for Brentford. Early thoughts in the second half from Leon Osman.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like much has changed really at the start of the second half. Liverpool taking the ball, Brentford dropping deep, playing from that shape you described in that first half. 5 across the back, 3 in midfield. Onyeka just replacing Jan Elted seems, straight swap, and the 2 strikers dropping deep. Liverpool moving the ball across from side to side, not really quick enough, not really moving any Brentford players around to create that space that they managed to only on one occasion really in the first half, but it's very early in the second half.
2 minutes gone in the second half. Liverpool leading Brentford by a goal to nil. Flecken takes the free kick from deep. Van Dijk heads it away. Onyeka's there. He leaps, nods it forward. Another header from Endo up towards Nunez. Ball won't come down at the moment. Norgard heads to his right. Volley forward by Onyeka. Wissa turns it round the corner and Mbumo can't control it. Alexander-Arnold clears. The ball still inside the Liverpool half. Wide on the right with Onyeka, who plays it back here to Collins, who scoops it forward down the right-hand side. Ayer, thundering run down the right. Holds off Tsimikas. Plays it back to Onyeka again, so he's heavily involved at the start of the second half. Now Collins with a first-time cross. Alisson's underneath it, challenged by Mbumo, fouled by Mbumo, and that is a free kick to Liverpool. Early chance at Villa Park in the second half, I'm hearing. Pat Murphy.
Fulham have hit the post. Jimenez, he would dearly love a goal. Raul Jimenez hit the right outside of the right post, and Willian following up should have done better. He went for the side foot over the bar, but it's still Villa 2, Fulham 0.
Commentary of that one over on Sports Extra. What's going on at West Ham? They're playing Nottingham Forest. John Hunt.
Well, it's still 1-1. We've played 6 minutes of the second half here, but both West Ham and Forest have had chances since the break. The best falling again to Awaniyi of Nottingham Forest. He and Elanga, great work down the left-hand side. Awaniyi eventually had what looked a gilt-edge opportunity, but he scuffed his shot wide. Shortly afterwards, Emerson went close with a long-range hit that fizzed past the post. It's still West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 1.
Commentary of that game available on the BBC Sport website and now. Brentford having an attacking opportunity here early in the second half at Anfield. Matip has fouled Mbumo inside 25 yards out in the inside left channel. Matip on the yellow card as well, so has got to be careful. Shooting opportunity here, Leon, for the visitors.
Yeah, definitely shooting opportunity. Every time that Wissa and Mbumo have got close to each other and linked up, they do look a threat, and that was just a flick on from Wissa and Mbumo, quickest to it, getting in behind that Liverpool defence. Matip bringing him to ground, and you're right, on a yellow card, that's a dangerous thing to do.
So, free kick Brentford. Brian Mbumo and Matthias Jensen are the 2 players who stand over the ball. Jensen's got 4 goals this season. Mbumo has 6. Now, if Ivan Toney was here, we were talking about him before the game began. He would definitely be standing over this and fancying this one, but it's all about these players taking responsibility for Brentford, stepping up to the plate, which they have done so far this season. Will one of them be able to test Alisson here? Jensen with his right foot, good hit. Alisson gets a hand to that, I think, tips it over the bar corner for Brentford.
Yeah, he did. He had to touch it over the top of that crossbar. It was a well-hit free kick from Jensen, but he went goalkeeper's side. The goalkeeper didn't gamble. He didn't try and jump behind the wall. He stayed exactly where he was, Alisson, and then he had the ability just to flick that over the top of the crossbar.
Brentford corner on the way shortly. Results in the WSL so far today. Manchester United beat West Ham 5-0. Tottenham 1, Liverpool 1. League leaders Chelsea won 3-0 at Everton, and Brighton were 1-0 winners away to Manchester City. Corner for Brentford on the way. They're playing in light blue shirts, dark blue shorts, light blue socks. Attacking the goal to our left. Corner just clears Norgard. Onyeka slightly miscontrols as the ball came out to him, edge of the box. Then he's looking to win a free kick. That's a dive from Onyeka. Soboslai just waves him away. Referee's not going to book him for it, but the referee's not buying it either. And that's just going to be a throw into Liverpool on the right.
Yeah, he's not happy, Onyeka, but the referee was as close as anybody on the pitch, and he could clearly see what he saw. Seeing it again, yeah, he goes to ground far too easily there, Onyeka. But that was incredible from that Brentford corner kick there. Taking a corner at the Liverpool end, they had every single one of their players inside the Liverpool penalty area. Salah was outside, completely unmarked, couldn't believe what was happening.
This attack looking promising for Liverpool. Tsimikas drills it with his left foot, gets underneath it over the bar. He just ran forward 30 yards there, did the Greek, up to the edge of the box, and he's fired the shot over the crossbar. Brighton, Sheffield United, early stages of the second half. Paul Scott.
9 minutes gone in the second half. It is still Brighton 1, Sheffield United 0. A double change for Roberto De Zerbi's side, bringing on Kaoru Mitoma and João Pedro at half-time. João Pedro leading the line. He just blazed over from the edge of the area. The first real chance of the second half has gone the way of the home side. Brighton still lead by a goal to 0.
Commentary on that game as well, available via the BBC Sport website and app. I can't remember who it was against, but the only other game Mitoma didn't start in the Premier League this season. He did come off the bench at half-time and score a couple of goals. So he's on for Brighton. They lead Sheffield United by a goal to 0. Liverpool have a free kick just inside their own half. Delighted Leon Osman was able to join us actually for the game this afternoon, because I was listening to 5 Live Sport yesterday. I know the bathroom needs work done at the moment, Leon. Mark Chapman seems surprised that you were the man that's actually doing it, but you've chosen to come to Anfield today.
Yeah, a day off from the chores around the house. Quite pleased to have been able to come outside.
Here's Soboslai on the right for Liverpool. This game's still in the balance. Liverpool leading 1-0. Finds Gakpo, central position, tees himself up for the shot. Another one like Tsimikas, underneath it, straight into the cop it goes. And that's a goal kick for Brentford. By the way, Leon, as well, for people who are just tuning into the commentary now in this second half, at 0-0 in the first half, and Mbeumo had a great chance to put Brentford in front, didn't he? Through pretty much one-on-one.
Yeah, I mean, he was bearing down on the goalkeeper. Trent Alexander-Arnold was trying to put him under pressure, but he got away from him, and then just very casual with his finish. He just sort of flicked it goalwards rather than having any real belief in himself that he was going to finish. Just flicked it at the goalkeeper, and that was a crucial moment in the game. Good save from Alisson.
Nathan Collins forward to Norgard. Norgard a little bit inaccurate with the pass, so intercepted. Endo plays back to Matip. Matip looks up and sees Nunez in space. Back to goal inside the Brentford half. Just plays it back to Matip. Forward to Endo. Endo's let that get away from him. Strong challenge from Endo on Norgard. Norgard stayed down. The referee's happy with the tackle, actually. Here's Nunez. Edge of the box. Wide it goes to Salah, just inside that Brentford penalty area. Laid back to Alexander-Arnold. Cross comes in. Diving header away from Collins. Norgard is still down, and Mbeumo just thumps the ball into the stands, because he knows that his teammate needs treatment. It'll be interesting to see the challenge on our monitor in front of us, because Paul Tierney had quite a good view of that. Maybe Endo got ball, and then it was just momentum that took him into Norgard as well.
Yeah, I'm just watching it back. It was a poor touch from Endo as he took the ball across himself. He hit it with his right foot without meaning to. Then he had to chase, and then he was stretching. And you can see it again. He stretched, and he does win the ball. But it's one of those, if you've seen challenges of recent weeks, he's won the ball, but his momentum has took him right through into the shins of Jensen. It's Norgard, actually, to the shins of Norgard. He's gone right with his studs up, clearly made contact, and the VAR are looking at this.
Yeah, they're checking. It's come up on our screen. Groans from the Liverpool fans, checking possible red card, serious foul play. And we can see at the moment that the video assistant referee Stuart Atwell is watching the challenge again and again and again. Endo sticks out that right foot. Initially it's sort of towed down, but then as he continues to make the challenge, just because of nature, really, Leon. The foot has to come up and it goes through onto Norgard, doesn't it?
It's that old one, because you're chasing your mistake, you're trying to really stretch, and because of the modern game and tackles, he could be in trouble here. He really could. It's low. He's not gone high. He's not gone over the top of the ball or anything like that, but the ball moves, and his momentum then just studs up, goes right into the shin, right below the knee of Jensen. In his defence again, he's right on the floor. Jensen's leg is on the floor as well, so it's certainly not a high challenge, but his momentum and the fact his studs were up is why they're looking at this.
Norgard is still down. They are looking at the replay time and time again. They are going to take their time and make sure they try and get this one correct. They are going to take every care over it. Jurgen Klopp, I just saw in conversation with the fourth official, Tim Robinson, as well. Still concerned for Christian Norgard, who's down inside the Liverpool half at the moment. Referee Paul Tierney is surrounded by players of both teams, and he's still waiting to be informed from Stuart Atwell and his team at Stockley Park, and it's no red card. Paul Tierney doesn't even need to go to the screen to go and check that. They're happy with the initial decision. No yellow card either. Norgard back on his feet, hobbling off to the edge of the pitch, and we'll get back underway shortly. Half-time at Celtic Park in the Scottish Premiership. Here's Gavin Wallace.
Yeah, Ali, Celtic 2, Aberdeen 0. Leon Osborne's bathroom and kitchen sink being thrown at the Aberdeen defence. I think the first on 9, it was Yang's first of the season. It was a lovely ball through, a cross in from Louis Palmer. He headed it at the back. Sorry, Yang headed it from the back stick, and then Kyogo was slipped in from Matt O'Reilly, and he tapped from about 5 or 6 yards. Celtic 2, Aberdeen 0.
Is that bathroom, by the way, Leon? Is that being done in Everton blue?
No, absolutely not. All whites, bright colours,
Okay.
Just what you need. Thank you for making this a feature.
People will be in touch with their top tips and handy hints, I'm sure. We've got Chelsea, Manchester City in full on the way on 5 Live in BBC Sounds this afternoon. 6:06 follows that from 6:30 through until 8 o'clock, and then it'll be international football. Build up towards the games towards the end of the week. At the end of next week, we've got full commentary on England-Malta. On Friday night. On Saturday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, big game for Wales, still very much in contention in Group D, away to Armenia, who beat them in Cardiff earlier in the group by 4-2. Sunday night, we've got Scotland-Norway in full. Monday, North Macedonia against England. Ball forward to Darwin Núñez, who's just drifted off to the right here. Salah a bit deeper behind him, just waiting to see if he's going to get a pass. Núñez just dancing in front of the ball, teasing defenders. Now plays it back to Salah. Salah's 25 yards out, corner of the box. Comes back to Matip, wide to Salah again. Very happy to lurk wide on that right-hand touchline. You can see his red shirt rippling in the breeze. Temperatures dropped, wind has got up. We've had a bit of rain in the second half as well. Liverpool leading Brentford by 1-0. 12 minutes gone in the second half. No further goals in the other 2 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League as yet. This afternoon, lovely ball from Van Dijk, wide to Salah. Salah outside of his left foot, just thumps the cross into the body of Pinnock. Liverpool fans appeal for a handball. Salah wasn't interested in, nor were any of his teammates. Takes the throw into the feet of Soboslai. Salah again, scoops a pass back to Alexander-Arnold, returns it to Salah. Salah again, just deciding what to do. Right-footed pass back to Alexander-Arnold, and Liverpool come back again to the halfway line. Matip across to Van Dijk, bit of space to work with. Van Dijk is encouraged forward, head up all the time. Finds Gakpo outside of his right foot, nearly in towards Jota on the near post, and Jota turns and gives him the thumbs up and says, good effort.
Yeah, nearly. It was such an intricate pass that he tried with the outside of his foot. It's always difficult because Brentford have got great distances between themselves defensively. They play from that really deep structure. At times, Liverpool are finding it so difficult to play through the middle. They have to just raise the tempo. They have to be prepared to pass and run. 1-2s work in those situations. At the minute, you can hear the crowd around us saying, movement. Liverpool are a little bit slow when they're in possession in those areas.
Is Norgard striding forward from midfield for Brentford. Tries to find Wisser, intercepted there by Matip. Alexander-Arnold quickly on to Salah. Salah turns away and makes a run down the right-hand side. Well followed there. And well challenged by Ben Mee, who gets a good, firm left foot on the ball. Goes out for a Liverpool throw. Back to Villa Park. Pat Murphy.
It's still Villa 2, Fulham 0, but Fulham having a go at last. The introduction as a substitute at half-time of Harry Wilson has definitely made a difference. Just now, Willian cut in the side of the Villa penalty area, left foot shot just wide of the left post. At least Fulham have woken up now. Villa 2, Fulham 0.
Brentford has suddenly woken up in the second half here on the break. Brian Mbeumo almost in. Van Dijk stuck with him just as Mbeumo is pulling the trigger. Van Dijk gets a toe on the ball, knocks it behind for a corner to Brentford.
Yeah, again, whenever Visser and Mbeumo can get close to each other and get possession of the ball, they are a threat the way they run in behind this Liverpool defence, and it took everything, pace and power of Virgil van Dijk to make sure Mbeumo couldn't get that effort at goal. Really good defending.
Half an hour to play then in all the 2 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League this afternoon. Villa Fulham over on Sports Extra. Brighton, Sheffield United, West Ham, Nottingham Forest available via the BBC Sport website and app. Mbeumo's corner into the box, headed away. First there is Ruslev, plays to Onyeka, who hits a hopeful cross into the edge of the area, works out well. Ayer, a bit too much on the pass to the left, and Mbeumo chases, does keep that in play, just on the touchline on the left. Little step over, then finds Ayer again, ball back to the edge of the box. Onyeka shoots, half blocked by Van Dijk. Ball spins away to Pinnock, who's there first for Brentford. He's got Tsimikas breathing down his neck. Brilliant turn from Pinnock. Cross comes in. Van Dijk miscue clearance on the volley. The ball runs through the Liverpool penalty area and back to Mbeumo on the left. This is Mbeumo up against Soboslai. Decides not to take him on. Plays back into midfield. Norgard's ball up to the edge of the box. Flicked forward. I thought Wissa might have been in an offside position. Norgard takes a touch, looking for the 1-2. Norgard could be in. Scuff shot. Sliding block from Matip. Comes back to Norgard. Cross into the near post. Wissa throws himself at it. So does Alisson. And the ball goes behind for a Liverpool goal kick. Good pressure from Brentford.
Yeah, much better from Brentford. Moving that ball quickly and creating that opportunity.
Goal at West Ham, John Hunt. Second goal for Nottingham Forest. They lead. West Ham 1, Forest 2. Good move down the right-hand side. Aina with the assist from the right-hand side. He pulled it back behind the defenders, and there was Anthony Elanga to score home, and an erring finish with his right foot. Elanga scored the winner at Chelsea earlier in the season. He may have done so here again against West Ham. Still 25 minutes to play.
Salah
West Ham 1,
scores for
Forest 2.
Liverpool. Salah's onside. Heads it in, the flag stays down, celebrations are muted. It was Tsimikas' cross from the byline on the slide, and Salah was just standing there, plants the header beyond Flecken. Brentford look bemused, Liverpool barely celebrating, but now they lead Brentford by 2-0.
Oh, Brentford stopped playing. What happened was Tsimikas got down that left-hand side. The ball potentially has gone out of play. Brentford are convinced that it has gone out of play. The referee didn't give it. The linesman's on the far side of the field. He didn't give it. He don't think he could see through the goalpost from where he was stood. Brentford stopped. Liverpool didn't. Tsimikas certainly didn't. Mo Salah put it away brilliantly. He looked to the linesman. It's close. It initially looked like it was out, but seeing a couple of different angles, it's not conclusive.
Depends on the angles, Leon. It depends what they can see. Can they conclusively prove that the whole of the ball? No, they can't. It's a goal. It is a goal, it stands, and I tell you what, just watching the angle I did, and I know it looks different from different.
Vuoi sapere quanto vale la tua auto? In modo facile e veloce online? Inserisci i dettagli della tua auto su noicompriamoauto.it. Non ti daremo solo una stima, ma il prezzo di vendita. E dopo un breve check in filiale potrai venderci la tua auto. Scopri il tuo prezzo ora su noicompriamoauto.it.
Brentford 0. Goals going in everywhere now. Back to West Ham, John Hunt.
2-2. Forest were ahead for 30 seconds. This time a simple James Ward-Prowse corner, headed home by Jared Bowen. West Ham 2, Forest 2.
Goal at Villa Park as well, Pat Murphy.
A third goal for Aston Villa from Ollie Watkins. They're just checking the goal if there's a possible offside. Let me tell you, it was a classic breakaway from inside the Villa half, and the Fulham move broke down. McGinn funneled it to Bailey, low cross, Watkins finished expertly. At the moment it's 3-0. I'll keep you posted, Alistair. No point in staying here too long because I could read the Sunday papers waiting for the result. Oh, that came rather quick than I thought. It is definitely 3-0 Villa. There you go.
Lovely, thank you, Pat. Right. Just in case you missed anything then in the last couple of minutes. Salah's goal stands. He's got 2 this afternoon. Liverpool lead Brentford 2-0 here at Anfield. West Ham 2, Nottingham Forest 2. Villa 3, Fulham 0. Still Brighton 1, Sheffield United 0. That is in all the 2 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League. Free kick for Liverpool. Tsimikas takes. Matip heads it across goal. Pinnock half clears for Brentford. Shoving the back on Ayer there. Matip thinks he's gone down too easily, but he does get the decision. It's actually going to be a free kick for Brentford inside their own penalty area. So 200 up for Mo Salah in English football. He just keeps on scoring goals.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he misses chances as well, but he's always in the right area, isn't he? His finishing is good. He's always making sure he's a threat to the opposition, and that left foot is absolutely clinical. His head as well today. I'm not sure he scored many headers in those 200, but that was a really good finish.
And Mbeumo brings it forward for Brentford into the Liverpool box. Well followed there by Szoboszlai. Makes the challenge. Goes behind for the Brentford corner. 25 minutes to play. And Liverpool now leading by 2 goals to nil. If they go on to win by the 2-goal margin, they will equal that club record I mentioned in the first half. 9 successive home wins by a margin of 2 goals or more, set by the great team, Bob Paisley's team, between May and October 1980. So far this season in the Premier League. 5 wins out of 5 for Liverpool. Looks like it's going to be 6 wins out of 6. Unless Brentford can drastically shift the momentum of this game. Corner for them, and Mbeumo takes it. First time effort, and sliding in at the far post there was Wissa trying to get on the end of it. Couldn't get the studs on it. Goes behind for a goal kick. Let's bring you a tennis update as well this afternoon. Billie Jean King Cup, Great Britain against Sweden. Russell Fuller.
First set at the second time of asking as she served for it for the second time to Harriet Dart, 7-5 against Kasia Henneman. So if she wins one more set, Great Britain win the tie, and they'll be in the qualifying round next April for the 2024 finals.
Thank you, Russell. Salah under pressure inside his own half, dragged back by Ruslev. That'll be a free kick for Liverpool. 3 o'clock kickoff in the Gallagher Premiership this afternoon. The Rugby Union, Northampton against Exeter. Adam Whitty.
Saints get a second try and lead 17-0 against Exeter. For all the talk of Northampton's free-flowing rugby, it's the nasty stuff on the rolling maul that pays dividends. Curtis Langdon, the scorer, the hooker. Saints lead 17-0, 25 minutes gone.
Full commentary of Villa Fulham over on Radio 5 Sports Extra. India, Netherlands in the World Cup cricket. That at the moment continues on the BBC Sport website and app from 4 till 5. That'll be back on Sports Extra. 6:30 tonight. WSL commentary is Leicester Arsenal. And then the usual NFL coverage on Sports Extra tonight. That is the Detroit Lions at the LA Chargers. Salah's pass takes a deflection. Breaks nicely for Szoboszlai. Liverpool leading Brentford 2-0. Here's Gakpo. Gakpo plays to his left to Tsimikas. Tsimikas inside the Brentford box. Right-footed cross looking for Salah again at the far post. Mee heads it away. And Mbeumo brings it down just outside the area. 2 red shirts for company there. Has run out of space. But Brentford still have it. Norgard's under pressure. Little back heel. Ruslev's chip forward. Endo heads it to Alexander-Arnold. Dainty feet from him. Gets him away from Jensen. And Leon Osman at the moment, Liverpool in total control.
Yeah, control. That's how I'd describe it there. Winning the ball back, playing it, trying to create something, giving the ball away, but winning it straight back. Camping out in this Brentford half. Brentford just can't get forward at the moment. They're finding it a bit frustrating. The manager will have to make changes.
Midway through the second half, yeah, he's thinking about that right now. Thomas Frank, Liverpool leading Brentford by 2 goals to nil. Next break in play, we'll take you to Stamford Bridge, because I know John Murray is waiting there with the team news. He and Mark Schwarzer are going to bring us commentary of Chelsea against Manchester City. What a fabulous ball from Van Dijk to release Salah. Salah onto it. First time cross just over Nunez's head, and Flecken is able to throw himself forward and catch the ball with both hands. A lightning fast counter-attack from Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. What a crossfield pass that was. Right over the back 5 of Brentford. Went right across a lot of them for the incoming Salah in. As the ball bounces, he just gets it wrong. Half volley, a little half bounce in front of him, and as he's flicking it across, it just gets underneath it. Doesn't give Nunez a chance.
Norgard playing out from the back. Receives the ball back inside his own half. Szoboszlai chases, runs Norgard off the ball, goes out for a Liverpool throw. Let's go to Stamford Bridge then. John Murray with the team news.
Well, no Levi Colwill for Chelsea. He's not involved at all. So Cucurella comes in. That's the only change from the Chelsea team that started at Tottenham on Monday. Manchester City make 5 changes from the Champions League, but 3 from the Premier League team last weekend. Stones is now injured. Also now is Ake as well, who picked up an injury in training. So Gvardiol and Diaz are in at the back, and Foden returns to the Premier League starting lineup.
Thank you, John. Full commentary from Stamford Bridge. John and Mark Schwarzer at 4:30. That'll be followed by 6:06 with Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage. Manchester City, Arsenal and Liverpool all going to be on 27 points if Liverpool go on and win this game. Another goal at Villa Park. Here's Pat Murphy.
It's gone to Fulham at the moment. There's a talk about VAR, but I think the goal is going to stand. And Raul Jimenez is the scorer. My word, he deserves a goal after all the bad luck he's had. Laid on the plate for him. Easy square ball, and you roll it in, but they all count. Villa 3, Fulham 1.
Just over 20 minutes to play here at Anfield. Liverpool leading Brentford by 2 goals to 0. Brentford waiting to make the changes. Could be a triple change here, but the substitutes, I think, quite wisely, not getting fully stripped off until they really need to, because it is perishingly cold here on Merseyside this afternoon. In the meantime, we're waiting for Brentford to take a free kick, 7 or 8 yards inside the Liverpool half. 4 or 5 of the light blue Brentford shirts gathered on the edge of the box. Jensen chips it forward. Alisson backpedals into the area it comes. I think that glanced off Ben Mee's head, and it will go behind for a goal kick to Liverpool. Alisson's ready to go if teammates are ready to get on the front foot. Tsimikas has been enjoying a little bit of space down the left in the second half. Alexander-Arnold, again, been wonderful with the ball at his feet this afternoon for Liverpool. Mo Salah with both goals. And that's why Liverpool lead by 2 goals to 0. Alisson still waiting to take the goal kick. Drills it forward with his right foot. Just wondering whether we're going to see Luis Diaz at any point this afternoon. That's a brilliant turn by Jota, but he can't carry on the attack inside the Brentford half. Another goal at Brighton, Paul Scott.
Brighton 1, Sheffield United 1. 17 minutes to go, and it's delirium in the stand away to our right-hand side, because the Blades have levelled a close-range finish from Jayden Bogle at the far post. Brighton a couple of minutes ago were down to 10 players. They have seen Mo Dahoud sent off. Brighton dominated the early exchanges of this match. They're now down to 10, and Sheffield United have levelled 1-1.
So, Brentford subs coming on shortly. Neil Maupay and Yahor Yarmolyuk and Saman Ghoddos as well, the Iranian. That'll be the triple change for Brentford into the last 20 minutes of the game. Brighton 1, Sheffield United 1 then. Villa 3, Fulham 1, with Raul Jimenez getting the goal back for the visitors there. And still West Ham 2, Nottingham Forest 2, with Chelsea, Manchester City commentary to come here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Ben Mee, curling pass down the left. Wissa's not going to be able to keep that in play. Out it goes for a throw. Triple change on the way for Brentford. So Wissa will come off to be replaced by Maupay. First of all, Wissa quickly off. High five with the manager, Thomas Frank. Slightly frustrated kick of the turf from Wissa. Matthias Jensen is coming off as well. So he gets replaced by the Ukrainian Yarmolyuk, who comes on to make a 4th substitute appearance in the Premier League so far this season. And Ghoddos is on for Ruslev. So those are the 3 changes for Brentford, but it looks like they're going to be another team who gets beaten at Anfield in the Premier League this season. Bournemouth beaten 3-1, Villa 3-0, West Ham 3-1, Everton 2-0, Nottingham Forest 3-0, and this at the moment is Liverpool 2, Brentford 0. Nunez waiting for a ball to drop just outside the Liverpool penalty area. Soboslai is there to side foot one back to Matip, and Matip thought about going across to Van Dijk, but Maupay was in the way, so he plays back to Alisson, who then uses Van Dijk, and Maupay's chasing him here towards the halfway line, then gives up the chase. Van Dijk to Gakpo. Lovely movement from the Dutchman. Wide it goes to Salah. Salah on the hat-trick, looking for the slide pass through to Nunez. Cleared, but only as far as Salah again. He's been forced wide on the right-hand side. Backheel ball to Soboslai. A few tricks coming out now from the Liverpool players. Salah again. Corner of that Brentford area. Back to Endo. Now Alexander-Arnold gets it from Salah. Whip cross in. Gakpo chests it down. Tries to tee up the opportunity. Jota hits it well. Blocked by Collins. Back to Tsimikas. Tsimikas dummies a shot. Then starts to run wide down the left. Jota's there for him. Edge of the Brentford box, just inside that area now, moves out of it, right-footed drive, what a finish! Diogo Jota on the score sheet as well, thumping right-foot strike, nothing Flecken could do about that. It's going to be 6 wins out of 6 in the Premier League for Liverpool. It's Liverpool 3, Brentford 0.
Brilliant goal, Diogo Jota. What Liverpool have done well in the last 10 minutes is sustaining attacks. They're trying things, but they're winning the ball back so quickly. Brentford just can't get out, and that comes from winning the ball back, getting the ball to Jota on the corner of that penalty area, takes control of the ball, finds himself up against Onyeka with no help or support. He just drops his shoulder, he goes on the right, takes a touch, knocks it past him, bends it into that far post. Keeper just stood and watched it go into that far post, didn't move, put a late dive in. There's nothing he could do. Really good from Liverpool, and that looks like the game done.
Anfield in very good voice, as you can hear. Just over 15 minutes to play. Liverpool now lead Brentford by 3 goals to 0. Salah with 2, Jota with 1. Here's Pinnock on the ball for Brentford inside his own half. Darwin Núñez with 2 goals ruled out in the first half as well. Ayer on the turn. Clubs a pass down the right-hand touchline. The ball stays in play, so Van Dijk's got to get back there. Plays back to Alisson. Oh my goodness, Alisson's up with the tricks now. Dummies a pass to Matic to his right and then back heels it back to Van Dijk. Forward to Núñez, just a little bit too slow there. Brentford might be able to turn it into a counter. Great stuff from Endo to stop Mbeumo. Matic's first time ball up towards Salah. Liverpool very much in the mood. Salah, ball at his feet on the halfway line. Curling pass forward beyond Gakpo, beyond everyone, and Flecken just runs across and keeps it in play and has it at his feet just inside the Brentford penalty area. 15 minutes to go. Liverpool lead Brentford by 3 goals to 0. Pinnock plays back to Flecken. Flecken chased by Szoboszlai. Cross it goes here to Collins. Long ball downfield. Van Dijk leans above Mbeumo, heads it forward. Well won in midfield by Brentford though. And now a chance for Godos on the left-hand side to bring it infield on his right foot. 25 yards out, slides the pass to Mbeumo. Mbeumo takes on Tsimikas, trying to beat him on the outside. Tsimikas has done well to stay with him. Tsimikas takes a tumble, last touch was his, goes behind for a Brentford corner.
Yeah, he did brilliant there, Tsimikas. You don't want to be facing someone like Mbeumo backing into your own penalty area when he's trying to drop the shoulder. He chose to go on the outside. Tsimikas just got his body across, got his arm across Mbeumo, made him go all the way around him, gave away a corner kick, but defended it really, really well.
So corner for Brentford. 15 minutes to play. Lots of goals going in the 2 o'clock kickoffs this afternoon. Liverpool comfortably leading by 3 goals to 0. And Mbeumo's corner, Alisson comes. Double-fisted punch away. Breaks inside the Liverpool box. Cut back looking for Ayer. Cleared acrobatically by Tsimikas. And it will be another Brentford corner, which again Mbeumo gets ready to take. 2 balls available to him.
I'm still amazed at where Brentford are setting up. Mo Salah's on the edge of the Liverpool penalty area, and he's the player closest to the Brentford goalkeeper.
Yeah, break is very much on if Liverpool can get this quickly. And Mbeumo's delivery, flicked header and then cleared off the line. Van Dijk. Is it Van Dijk or Matic? Couldn't see. Van Dijk, I think, stretches out a long right leg. And keeps the Liverpool clean sheet intact. Sorry, Leon, we're going to go to West Ham quickly, then back to Leon. John Hunt.
10 minutes left to go. West Ham 2, Nottingham Forest 2. Since Jarrod Bowen's equaliser, Souček has hit the bar. There's been substitutions for both sides as they try to win it. Chris Wood on for Forest and Mikel Antonio, former Forest player, on for West Ham. They're chasing a winner here. West Ham 2, Forest 2.
So Van Dijk's clearance off the line means another corner for Brentford into the near post. Flick header to the far post, and Alisson makes a fabulous save. High to his left. It's going to go behind for yet another corner. Pinnock thought he'd scored this time. Brentford giving it a good go, but they're 3-0 down.
Yeah, it was a great header from Pinnock over the top of, I think it was Van Dijk. The pair of them have clashed heads in their desire to go and win the ball. Pinnock, who actually made great contact with it, and it was going in that top corner. Alisson had to move his feet quickly, get across to that top corner and push it over the top.
3-headed goals they scored last week in the win against West Ham. Pinnock very close to scoring one there. Another corner for Brentford. Mbeumo's corner this time goes deeper. Mees up to try and win this one. High header goes looping over the bar from a Liverpool player. 4th corner in a row for Brentford. So Villa leading Fulham 3-1. West Ham 2, Nottingham Forest 2. Back to Brighton shortly. Another corner for Brentford though. Liverpool leading Brentford by 3 goals to 0, and still every single Brentford outfield player pretty much in the Liverpool box. And Mbeumo's delivery, Alisson's off his line, completely miscued volleyed attempt by Maupay. Maupay shadowed by Szoboszlai out of the penalty area. Goddess's cross comes in, ball is loose inside that Liverpool area. Collins trying to tee himself up, might come back out to Yarmolyuk. Yarmolyuk running from right to left, forced out wide to the left, not too much support for the Ukrainian here. Forced away from goal by Szoboszlai, holds onto it. Low pass finds Mbeumo. Little flick ball from him. Collins flicks it on. Maupay's there. Offside flag is up. And it remains Liverpool 3, Brentford 0. What's happening at Brighton, Paul Scott?
Into the final 9 minutes. It is 10-man Brighton 1, Sheffield United 1. It's an own goal from Adam Webster that has levelled matters for the Blades. He was being put under pressure by Jayden Bogle at the far post. And it is Paul Heckingbottom's side doing the pressing in the final 10 minutes as they look for their first away point, or possibly points, of the season. 1-1 here against Brighton.
Commentary of Chelsea, Manchester City on the way here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Any post-match reaction from the 2 o'clock kickoffs we'll try and bring you
before half-4, but if not at half-time in the Chelsea-Manchester City commentary, and of course on the Football Daily podcast for you on the BBC Sounds app. Tsimikas won the ball back for Liverpool inside the Brentford half, wide on the left, and he's just standing there holding on Jota off. Tsimikas eventually ends up on the floor. Brentford play out with Norgard. Wide it goes to the right, and Bumo was making a fast run through the middle. It wasn't played to him. He's now a good 10 yards offside. Frustrated the ball didn't get to him and slowly jogging back into position. And we're heading into the last 10 minutes of the game. Norgard comes back to his goalkeeper Flecken. Flecken plays out to Collins. Collins to Norgard. Darwin Núñez closing in. Wide it goes to the right. Back again to Collins. Just on the edge of his own box. Here's on Jota, he wants it. Soboslai's chasing. Pinnock's first time ball comes back to his goalkeeper again. Flecken looks up and then just chips one to his left, and Mee is there. Mee brings it down on his chest, doesn't get enough on that. Salah's in with a challenge. Liverpool might win this back. Mee again stabs the ball forward, headed down the line by Alexander-Arnold, eventually comes off Godos, and the ball goes out for a Liverpool throw. Leon.
In that passage of play there, you'd think it was Brentford that were leading 3-0, playing the ball across the back, away from home, not really intent on going anywhere, just dropping it into the left back, moving it over to the right back. They've been 3-0 away from home.
Salah's ball forward nearly found Núñez. Onyeka tries to bring it away for Brentford. Soboslai just a little over aggressive in the challenge, penalised for a foul. Midway inside the Brentford half, they have the free kick. Liverpool lead 3-0. International break on the way. Here comes Luis Diaz. I was just about to mention him because he'll be off for international duty for Colombia. A very emotional return to his homeland, of course. He's got a game against Brazil actually coming up on Thursday in a stadium where he made his name as a young man. But obviously his father now having been freed by the kidnappers, he knows both parents safe and well. So that will be a heartwarming return home for him. Managed to come off the bench last week with all of that going on around him and get the late equaliser for Liverpool. I think he will be given a very, very warm reception when he comes onto the field today. Harvey Elliott will also come on for Liverpool. And then the bench, in terms of outfield players for Liverpool, absolutely packed with youngsters apart from that, including 16-year-old Trey Nyoni, who's featuring in the first-team Premier League squad for Liverpool for the very first time today. Brentford have won a throw. Goddess's ball forward, intercepted by Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool getting ready to make the changes. Jurgen Klopp has a big hug for Luis Diaz once more. Just gives Harvey Elliott some words of encouragement as well. Liverpool not going to make those changes just yet, so we're going to see this Brentford throw. And Pinnock, I think it's going to be a long one, with the breeze gusting up around Anfield again. 8 minutes of the 90 remaining. Pinnock's throw into that Liverpool penalty area, headed away, and Bumo lashes at it with his right foot. He goes miles wide. Behind for the goal kick. Let's get back to the London Stadium. John Hunt.
5 minutes left. West Ham 2, Nottingham Forest 2. We told you a short while ago Thomas Tuchek hit the bar. Well, he's just had a diving header, brilliantly saved by Vlachodimos from point-blank range in the Forest goal. This game going down to the wire. 4.5 minutes left, plus added time. West Ham 2, Forest 2.
Harvey Elliott on for Cody Gakpo here. That's the first Liverpool change. And wait for the roar for this one as well. Diogo Jota is coming off. Great goal from him this afternoon. 4 in the Premier League so far this season. All have come at Anfield for the Portuguese. And there, the thunderous roar for Luis Diaz. Both parents safe and well, as I say. He'll come on for Diogo Jota, and he will get himself 7 minutes of football. Lovely sound inside Anfield. That is going to make him feel very, very good indeed. Liverpool leading Brentford by 3 goals to 0 in the WSL. Aston Villa, I can see a 1-up away to Bristol City. Just over 10 minutes remaining in that game. Ball is played forward to Darwin Núñez. Can't hold on to it for Liverpool. Godos takes it past Soboslai. Soboslai back at him. Still Godos wide on the left. Turns away from Soboslai. Endo comes sliding in and concedes the free kick. Brentford free kick, wide on the left, deep inside the Liverpool half. Let's see what they can do with this, and then we'll take you back to Brighton. Last we heard, Brighton 1, Sheffield United 1, and Villa leading Fulham by 3 goals to 1. And Bumo is here and ready to take. Fortini just forces him back a couple of yards, almost on to the very edge of the touchline down beneath us here at Anfield. Bumo looks up. He's got the short option there of Yarmolyuk if he wants to use him. He doesn't. Bumo holds his right arm in the air,
swings it towards the edge of the Liverpool penalty area. Van Dijk, tall presence up highest, heads it away. And then the ball is played down the left for Alexander-Arnold, who couldn't quite control the pass from Diaz, and Brentford come all the way back to goalkeeper Mark Flecken. Back to the Amex Stadium, Paul Scott.
27 minutes on the clock. It is still Brighton 1, Sheffield United 1. Brighton absolutely dominant in the first half, but they only had one goal to show for it. This match turned when Mo Dahoud was sent off in the 69th minute. Sheffield United have since levelled, and they look the more likely in the final few minutes. Brighton have a free kick on the halfway line. They're playing on the counter. It's Brighton 1, Sheffield United 1.
Liverpool 3, Brentford 0. Brentford on the ball inside their own half. Ben Mee forward to Norgard, back to Mee. Mee looks up and looking to see if he can play the ball forward, decides he can't. Pinnock thinks the same, comes across to Collins. Collins goes wide to Ayer. Liverpool closing in here. Norgard's first time ball wide right. Now then goal at West Ham. Here's John Hunt.
West Ham might have won this. They lead 3-2 with 2 minutes left to go. Thomas Souček with the goal again from a corner. This time Souček, who had gone so close earlier twice, with an unerring header into the bottom corner. With just a minute and a half left to go, West Ham United 3, Nottingham Forest 2.
Effort from Saman Ghoddos here has sliced well wide of the Liverpool goal, so still Liverpool lead Brentford by 3 goals to 0. And in the Rugby Union Gallagher Premiership half-time, Northampton Exeter out of Whitty.
Northampton leads 17-5 at the break through early tries from Freeman and Langdon, but Exeter struck back towards the end of the half with their trusted line-out, Jackson Mullen dotting down in the corner. Intriguing game, Saints on top, they lead 17-5 at half-time. Saracens lead Newcastle 21-7 in the other Premiership game today.
Alisson keeping things interesting for people watching here at Anfield. Liverpool still lead Brentford by 3 goals to 0. Brentford thought they had a throw. They've taken it too far downfield. Alisson slipped on the ball inside his 6-yard box. Leon, Brentford were nearly in.
Yeah, they were, and they need a bit of help, Brentford, because their finishing and their shooting from range has been dreadful today. Alisson, yeah, getting caught in possession of the ball, as did Flecken there. Alisson fell over inside his 6-yard box. Alisson recovered. Flecken just about managed to not get caught.
Brentford playing out from inside their own half. Leon Osman watching the closing stages with us here at Anfield. Full commentary of Chelsea, Manchester City on the way. Here's Mopay. Mopay, 25 yards from goal. Oh, it was a good ball into Yarmolyuk. He was overstretching, couldn't control it. And again, a little bit awkward between Matip and Alisson inside his own 6-yard box. Alisson hurriedly clears with his right foot. Brentford take their throw. Ghoddos to Yarmolyuk. Yarmolyuk onto the right foot. Another one. Long range effort, edge of the box, miles over the bar. Goal kick for Liverpool.
Again, when they're good in possession, when they're not sloppy, when they're keeping the concentration levels high, Brentford are creating half opportunities, but they just haven't had their shooting boots on again. I mean, that's not even within 20 yards of the goal. No, that's one of their better efforts.
No, shooting practice definitely needed before Brentford's next Premier League fixture, which is a home game against Arsenal. For Liverpool after the international break, very, very busy indeed, competing on all fronts. 10 games in 32 days right up to Boxing Day, 7 in the Premier League, 2 in the Europa League, Carabao Cup quarter-final. Elliott's drive from the left, Flecken palms it away. Salah's going to keep this ball in play. No, he's not. He's going to let it run and go out for the corner. Salah was lurking there, possibly to try and stick it away for the hat-trick goal. But Flecken got enough on it to get it away from the danger area.
Yeah, you can see once that hat-trick, Mo Salah always in and around that goalkeeper for anything spilled. It's actually a good save of Flecken. Elliott unopposed as he runs towards that Brentford goal. And he hits it and he cuts across it, so it's got that whip and dip and swerve all in it. Moving ball, difficult for the goalkeeper, but he watched it well, made a good save.
And that's how you shoot from range. Harvey Elliott showing Brentford's players how to do it. Corner for Liverpool. It's going to be another 3 points for them this afternoon. Leading 3-0. Alexander-Arnold drives it into the box, headed up in the air to the edge of the area. Soberslai's right foot volley bounces into turf twice, and Flecken gets down to his right and makes a pretty comfortable save.
Well, we know he can hit them. Soberslai, as that ball came out of the sky, it was reminiscent of a Paul Scholes effort. I remember at Villa Park, as that fell to him, it came from such a height. Connected with it okay, but not enough to beat the goalkeeper.
Jarell Quansah getting ready to come on for Liverpool, the young defender. Yarmolyuk forward to Mopay. Mopay knocked off his feet by Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk thought he did it fairly. Referee Paul Tierney
says free kicks. The closing stages of all the 2 o'clock kickoffs. West Ham leading Nottingham Forest by 3 goals to 2. Villa leading Fulham by 3 goals to 1. It remains Brighton 1, Sheffield United 1. And Trent Alexander-Arnold. Often happens this very late substitution for him. Standing ovation around the ground. Good game for him today, Leon. A game he will have enjoyed playing and able to get on the ball and just use all those passing skills that we know.
Yeah, he hasn't had to defend. They're not troubled. Liverpool in that area has been able to move around the pitch, roam as he likes to do, get in possession of the ball and create things. No surprise that he's being taken over the moment. That's 10 or 15 minutes of games are where you tend to get more injuries, and his manager protected him.
Free kick then Brentford. 90th minute of the game. Board is about to go up from Tim Robinson to tell us how much added time we're going to have as Flecken drives it forward to the edge of Liverpool's area, just over Pinnock's head. Might fall to Norgard, chests it down, volleys across towards the far post. Good header won by Endo, flicks it away and out for a throw into Brentford in an attacking position on the right. 6 minutes of added time at the end of the game. Liverpool 3, Brentford 0. There were 6 minutes at the end of the first half. We're going to get 6 minutes at the end of the second half as well. Brentford take their throw and Bumo receives it. Bumo plays it back. First time cross comes in. Alisson leaps, decides to punch that, falls to Soboslai, controls it on his thigh, drills it forward with his left foot. Onyeka intercepts that pass on the halfway line. There's Pinnock, he's still forward in the attack for Brentford. Wide it goes to Ayer on the right. Ayer's got 2 Liverpool players for company there. Tsimikas tackles him. Throw in Brentford. Will head to Brighton. Here's Paul Scott.
So we've got 90 seconds of stoppage time still to play here. It is Brighton 1, Sheffield United 1, but both of these sides sense that they can win it. Brighton down to 10, of course, after Mo Dahoud was sent off with 20 minutes to go. Sheffield United, they haven't picked up a single point away from home as of yet. They are now around 70 seconds away from doing just that. Brighton 1, Sheffield United 1.
Here's Mbumo. Good strength, good pass as well. Christopher Ayer closed down by Van Dijk. And Van Dijk not only makes the tackle, but his team win a goal kick as well.
Yeah, good defended from Van Dijk, but he had to hit that first time. It was brilliant skill from Burma outside the penalty area. Dragged it back, rolled it forward around his opponent, got into a space. You thought he was going to shoot. He just gave it the eyes and slid a pass for Ayer into the penalty area. As that ball come across, he had to shoot. For some reason, he's tried to take a touch and another touch and give Van Dijk opportunity to defend it well.
Match of the Day 2 is definitely going to be a good watch tonight. BBC One at 10:40. It means the Football Daily podcast will be a good listen tomorrow morning as well, available via the BBC Sounds app. Alisson clears the ball with his right foot. Nunez jumps. Ball falls to Soboslai on the halfway line. We've played 2 minutes of 6 minutes added time. Here's Salah. Salah stops the ball under the studs of his left boot. Liverpool going to make a late change. James McConnell will come on, the 19-year-old for Liverpool. Has played this season against Toulouse here in the Europa League. The game Liverpool won by 5 goals to 1. Salah trying to thread a pass through to Nunez. Blocked initially, comes back to Salah. Here's Quansah. Quansah to Matip. Matip across the Brentford half to Elliott. And Elliott to Diaz. Diaz. Wide it goes to Tsimikas, who's created a couple of goals for Liverpool this afternoon. Another cross comes in, but that one's behind the dead ball line. Nunez frustrated that he never got there, and it goes behind for the goal kick. So James McConnell will come on for Dominic Soboslai. He was on the bench for the game against Nottingham Forest last weekend, was James McConnell. As I say, has played for the first team in the Europa League this season, but is now going to get some Premier League minutes. And Dominic Soboslai comes off, and it's been a different midfield, Leon, for Liverpool this afternoon. So no McAllister, no Gravenberg. They've coped fine today.
Yeah, I think Endo's done okay, but Soboslai is the heart of this Liverpool midfield at the moment. He's got energy, he's got guile, he's got awareness defensively, and he's a real threat when he's in and around that penalty area. So he's been a real positive for Liverpool this season, and another good afternoon for him.
2.5 minutes to go. Liverpool moving level on points with Manchester City and Arsenal. They're all going to be on 27, but of course Manchester City play in our second Premier League commentary of the day, kicking off at 4:30 very shortly here on 5 Live and BBC Sound. So a chance to re-establish their lead at the top of the league. They're away to Chelsea. Matip intercepts inside the Brentford half. Onyeka is there. A couple of touches from him.
Liverpool still closing the spaces down. Ball goes out for a Brentford throw. Full-time whistles blown at the Amex Stadium. Paul Scott.
It is finished. Brighton 1, Sheffield United 1. Brighton dominant in the first half. Simon Adingra's wonderful solo goal was all they had to show for it. With a little over 20 minutes to go, Mo Dahoud was shown a straight red card for a challenge on substitute Ben Osborne. Sheffield United were level 4 minutes later. A low cross from the right, put into his own net by Adam Webster. Sheffield United hold on for their first away point of the campaign. Brighton now without a win in 6 in the Premier League. Brighton 1, Sheffield United 1.
2 minutes to play at Anfield. Liverpool leading Brentford by 3 goals to 0. They've got the ball as well. Halfway line with Quansah to Elliott. Elliott plays back to Matip, closed down by Mbumo. Quansah back to his goalkeeper, Allison. Brentford came here on the back of 3 straight wins, but well beaten this afternoon. And Mbumo, good chance in the first half, couldn't take it at 0-0. Mo Salah scored 2 and Diogo Jota has scored 1. And Liverpool have put Brentford in their place, you would say. Their 12th visit to Anfield as a football club, Brentford, in their history, and still only that 1 win all the way back in 1937. Singing starts up around us here. Minute to play. Throw down the left-hand side towards Diaz, who's trying to shield the ball. A couple of challenges going on the halfway line. Breaks Brentford's way. Yarmolyuk's able to bring it forward at pace. Still going. Central position 25 yards out. Fouled by Luis Diaz, who chased him all the way back through the Liverpool half. So the last action we're going to get in the game, Leon, I think, is probably a strike from about 30 yards. Central position from the Brentford free kick.
Yeah, it's been like they're shooting before. It won't trouble the goalkeeper. That's unfortunate from Luis Diaz. Great working back there. Yarmolyuk, good play actually, moving forward. Drove through the heart of that Liverpool midfield. They haven't done enough of that, Brentford. They've not had enough belief, I don't think, in this game. Really, that they were going to score, that they were going to get something. And to that last minute, lax action. Not really much to get them back in this game.
No, free kick, central position, just inside 30 yards out. Don't know what they're going to do here, but there are 6 players in the light blue Brentford shirts, all standing around the ball. Mopé looks like he possibly fancies it. He's one of them. And Mbumo's there. Yarmolyuk's there as well. The whistle blows. Mbumo looks to his left where Mopé is. A couple of Brentford players just jog forward to the edge of the Liverpool penalty area. They've got something up their sleeves here. Touch to Mopé. Mopé drives it. Closed down by Diaz. And the full-time whistle blows. 6 wins out of 6 in the Premier League at home for Liverpool. Their home record under Jurgen Klopp ever since he took charge back in 2015. Bar 1 season where things all went a little bit strange for them, is absolutely remarkable. They are so hard to beat here. Got themselves ahead today. Mo Salah put them in front. He got the second goal as well. Diogo Jota made sure with a thumping right foot finish. Liverpool deserved winners, Leon Osman.
Yeah, and comfortable winners. I don't think they would have expected to be so comfortable here today. I think they thought Brentford would have really come for them on the back foot, really made it a game. I think that's what we were expecting, but Brentford just didn't turn up today. Liverpool didn't have to do much, but they did what they needed to. 3 good goals. Mo Salah with another 2 to his tally. As you mentioned, Jota with the other one, and Jurgen Klopp goes home happy.
So Liverpool continue their pursuit of Manchester City and Arsenal at the top of the Premier League table. They move level with both of them on 27 points. Comfortable win at Anfield this afternoon. And Mo Salah in English football, 200 goals to his name. 2 of them for Liverpool today. It's finished Liverpool 3, Brentford 0.
You can just see it, Leon. The control and comfort about Liverpool, so missing last season, is very much back.
Yeah, I mean, I think when Liverpool are at their best, when they're counter-attacking, they're brilliant, but when they're at their best, when they're trying stuff and they win the ball back straight away, then there's a real desire to get that ball back, get control of the game. Let's park in your half, let's try things, let's move, let's win the ball back in. Brentford played from a good shape. Brentford tried to nullify, make it difficult for Liverpool. Liverpool were just in complete control, and as I say, they scored 3. They may have had a couple more, but that's all they needed. They just did enough in this game, and as I said, it won't be one that's fondly remembered for its action or its entertainment, really, but it was a comfortable afternoon and another 3 goals.
I've just watched Thomas Frank, the Brentford manager, go up to the referee and the other officials and just shake their hands and walk off. He wasn't happy about the Liverpool goal where the ball, it did look like it was kept in play, to be completely honest with you, and he wasn't happy that Wataru Endo didn't get a red card for his slide tackle in that second half. Realistically, though, even he will know they were well beaten.
Yeah, they were a bit off it today, Brentford. You're right. I mean, the key moments in the game for Brentford with Brian Vermo's chance in the first half. He's got to have more belief in going through 1v1. You can't just flick it towards the goal when you're in that situation. You've got to pass it or hit it or go around the goalkeeper. Have more belief in that situation. And you're right, that could have changed the game. And then the second one, that red card, it could definitely have been given. Had it been given a red card, it certainly wouldn't have been overturned by VAR. It was a borderline one. I think the fact he was low really did help him there, Endo. But yeah, those big moments didn't go the way of Thomas Frank's men. But other than that, Liverpool was still far superior.
Leon, Ali, thank you both very much indeed. Comfortable win for Liverpool over Brentford by 3 goals to 0. We'll see if we can bring you some live reaction from Anfield before we get underway at 4:30. Full commentary on the way of Chelsea versus Manchester City in less than 30 minutes' time. City top of the Premier League with a game in hand coming up on 27 points, the same as Liverpool in second and Arsenal in third. Spurs have 26 and Aston Villa 5th, 25 points, 2 off the top after another home win this afternoon. Pat Murphy.
Beaten Fulham 3-1. The margin of victory really should have been larger than that. Fulham woke up eventually in the second half. The substitute, Harry Wilson, did make a difference, and they got a late consolation goal for Raul Jimenez. His first goal in 33 games. He deserved that after all his various injury problems. But before that, Tielemans was influential for Villa. The relentless McGinn was outstanding. First goal, an own goal from Robinson after half an hour. Couldn't do anything about that one. Superb individual goal from McGinn just before half-time. Then Watkins, after an hour, a classic counter-attack from deep inside their own half. And that was it, really, despite a late rally by Fulham. So in 6 home games so far, Villa have scored 23 goals. They've now equalled their post-war record of 13 successive league wins at home. Villa 3, Fulham 1.
Another goal at Celtic Park in the Scottish Premiership. Gavin Wallace.
There is indeed, yes. Louis Palmer from the spot, Steve. It was all actually inside the box. He went to hit the shot. It was taken completely out by the Aberdeen defender. And referee, after coming for a quick VAR check at the pitch side monitor, decided it was absolutely a penalty. It's all over, bar the shout. Celtic 3, Aberdeen 0.
And the gap there at the top of the Scottish Premiership is going back to 8 points. Rangers had cut it down to 5 with a 2-0 win at Livingston. Next, let's go to the London Stadium. Full-time West Ham, Nottingham Forest. What a game, John Hunt.
Yeah, great game. Eventually, West Ham 3, Nottingham Forest 2. First half was a bit like a Sunday afternoon in front of the fire with a glass of red wine nodding off. Paqueta scored after 3 minutes. Awanihi scored just before half-time to equalise, but there wasn't much in between, to be honest. But then it exploded in the second half. Elanga put Forest ahead to make it 2-1. That lead lasted 30 seconds before Jared Bowen scored with a header from a corner. Thomas Souček became the hero of the hour for West Ham after 2 real near misses, both headers. Souček came up with the winning header 2 minutes from time. Breathless stuff, ended up like an FA Cup tie. West Ham go 9th now. West Ham 3, Nottingham Forest 2.
That's back-to-back Sweet Carolines at the last 2 stadiums. Who knows? They could justify playing it at the Copper Box. Russell Fuller.
No doubt they have been playing it, but you've just missed it because the post-match interviews are taking place on court now, and Harriet Dart is in the centre of the court because she's beaten Kasia Henneman 7-5, 6-2, and that means that Great Britain have beaten Sweden by 3 matches to 1. The doubles will not need to be played, so after that nasty, rude awakening when Jodie Burridge won the first match of the tie, Britain have won comfortably enough, and they will wait to see who they draw later this month. They'll be in the qualifiers for the 2024 Billie Jean King Cup finals, and they take place next April.
There's comfortable, and then there's comfortable. To the Cricket World Cup, Dan Norcross.
Praise be, it is all over. The Netherlands have lost by 160 runs. That score of 410 that India put together on the back of those 200s from Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul, and 3 half-centuries from Sharma Gill and Kohli was always going to prove to be too much. The Netherlands dug in, but they got nowhere near challenging the target. In the end, Nida Manuru made his half-century, got 54 before holding out the last man to go. Caught off the bowling of Rohit Sharma, India decided to give virtually everybody a bowl. 9 bowlers were used in the end. 13 balls were left unbowled. It means that India have won 9 out of 9. They top the group, and now, finally, we go to the knockouts. Our very next match will be the semi-final between New Zealand and India, and then things really do get serious.
Dan, thank you very much indeed. And it finished Brighton 1, Sheffield United 1. Brighton, who ended the game with 10 players. And that means that Sheffield United are off the bottom of the Premier League table. They move up to 5 points, one above Burnley, who are now bottom of the league, one behind Luton, who were 18th themselves, 3 points behind Bournemouth in 17th place. In the Women's Super League, full-time scores: Manchester United 5, West Ham 0, Spurs 1, Liverpool 1, Everton 0, league leaders Chelsea 3. Finished Manchester City 0, Brighton 1. Huge win that for Brighton. And Bristol City 0, Aston Villa 2. Full focus on Stamford Bridge for Chelsea against Manchester City in the Premier League after the news on 5 Live with Stuart Clarkson.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Thank you, Steve. The Metropolitan Police says 7 people have been charged with various offences after the violence in central London yesterday. Hundreds of thousands of people took part in a pro-Palestinian march. A counter-demonstration involving the English Defence League also took place. Scotland Yard says it made 145 arrests. The Home Secretary, Salah, had called the pro-Palestinian demonstrators hate marchers. Labour First Minister of Wales, Mark Drakeford, says her comments caused problems.
I do believe that the views expressed by the Home Secretary have given licence to some people who feel somehow that she has given them permission to turn up and behave in the disgraceful way that they did.
Well, we've just heard from the Home Secretary in the past few minutes. In a statement, Suella Braverman has condemned what she called sick anti-Semitic chants and placards at the pro-Palestinian march yesterday, saying they mark a new low. She's also praised police for their professionalism in the face of violence and aggression. The Hamas-run health ministry in Gaza says it's not received any information about plans to evacuate premature babies from the Al-Shifa hospital. The Israeli army has insisted it would help get them out. Our diplomatic correspondent in Jerusalem is Paul Adams.
What we have to all throw up our hands and admit today is that it is almost impossible to know what is truly happening at Shifa and the other hospitals. You have narratives that are so wildly different that it is really hard for us to verify any of them. The Israelis saying not firing on hospitals. Then you have reports from inside the hospital from doctors who say that they are indeed running out of power and food and water, and that the hospital has been hit. And we have been trying to verify these details.
Scotland's largest health board has been named as a suspect in a corporate homicide case following the deaths of 3 children and an adult at a hospital in Glasgow. NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde says it's cooperating with the investigation into the deaths at the Queen Elizabeth University Hospital. And the authorities in Iceland have warned there could be a major volcanic eruption within hours or days in the southwestern region, an area famous for its blue lagoons. A state of emergency is in force, and more than 3,000 residents in the town of Grindavik have spent a second night in temporary accommodation.
Join us for another big night of BBC Children in Need.
An absolute banger of a show tonight.
The MasterChef Kitchen opens